mean, I'm not surprised, you know what I mean? At this point, nothing that he does surprises me. You understand? At this point, that he would have the nerve to do this does not surprise me. He don't come from good stock. Standards, standards, self-respect, these kinds of things, they come from within. You got to respect yourself enough not to do certain shit. All of that comes from within. So that he doesn't respect himself, his craft, that he doesn't respect boxing essentially enough to not do something, that doesn't surprise me. Like, bro, you don't come from good stock. That's been obvious to me before it was obvious to anybody. Only in recent years have people have come around to the idea of a lot of the things that I've been saying about this guy, that he's never going to fight the people that you want him to fight. Just Ryan. That's it. That was not a fight that I was hyped for, by the way. And you can't say that I'm salty. I picked Jervonta to beat him because Ryan is trash. Ryan's always been trash. But I figured if he's going to fight anybody in a high-profile fight, it will be Ryan because Ryan is trash, but he has a lot of followers. Dignity, self-respect, these things, respecting yourself enough that, look, even if you want to do the thing with Jake, right? Even if you wanted to do that thing with Jake, you would take care of Lamont first. Just cause, like, yeah, we got to settle up with each other, then I'm going to do that. The reason he ain't do that, what I've been saying, I don't know if he can beat Lamont in a rematch. I'm not kidding. I'm not trolling. I'm not saying that for comedic or dramatic effect. I've said it more than once that I wasn't sure that he could beat Lamont because he's never been in a situation like that. He never was in a rematch situation where you had to figure out what went wrong. And psychologically, he's a weak person. It takes mental strength, mental fortitude to say, you know what? I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to buckle down. I'm going to bite down on my gum shield and I'm going to figure this out. What it do, Jay Flynn? What it do, Santiago? ¿Qué lo que, niño? El Mr. T. I love it, Mr. T, because it was a slow month anyway. This gives me something to talk about. I ain't got nothing to be mad at. He is who I thought he was, who I've been saying he is, and he proved me right. All I got to do is wait. I told y'all, if you've been with this channel long enough, talking about 5 years, maybe a little longer, you'll have heard me say that more than once. You're going to prove me right. All I have to do is wait, and I can wait. Al cuerpo que lo que es niña. La mujer, tú sabes. Me gusta la güera, me gusta la morenita también, tú sabes. A mí me gusta la cosa linda. Esa flaquita linda con ese pecho, esa gordita con esa nalga. Ahí. November, Misael. Omar, ¿qué lo que es, niño? Ese niño. Pork chop, what it do? You know that Ray! How you figure that? Those are pretty PG images. But I've said that more than once. That I said it about Wilder. I said it about Spence. I've been saying it about Jervonta Davis. I said, and I know Ray was here for it. I know a couple of the guys were here for it, that I wouldn't be surprised if Jervonta Davis retires undefeated because he's too much of a coward to roll the dice with his contemporaries. He will not fight Shakur. He will not fight Devin. None of them. He's not going to fight any of them. He's too much of a coward. And on that predication, I said that I would not be surprised if he does retire undefeated. He just had a close call with Lamont Roach. The Lamont Roach fight, I said all of this I said already. I hate repeating myself, but in case anybody missed it, I said the Lamont Roach rematch jeopardizes the Jake Paul fight. And on that predication, I'm not sure he's going to have it. I don't think he's going to have it. In tandem with him being a weak-minded person, that he's not a fighter, dog. He is a novelty act. Like the Harlem Globetrotters are a novelty act in basketball, he is a novelty act in boxing. It's a show. It's not competition. It's not sport. I mean, just the American portion of it, Michael. Just the American portion of it. How many times have you heard me say that you don't see this in other places? This phenomena is uniquely American. So his best win is still against the legendary Pedraza. After he retires, he'll probably be forced to come back. Yeah, I could see that, Ron. If he doesn't get himself arrested and doesn't end up doing a bunch of time doing something stupid, you know, because he has the same run-ins over the same thing, domestic violence. And you have to wonder how many more of those is he going to have before he, you know, finally ends up having to do a lot of time for it. Shout out to Santiago. Watch him get into the Hall of Fame, America. Is that pathetic? We'll see. We'll see. Because the other thing about American boxing fans is they're very fickle. See, right now, there are people that are willing to defend him right now. But a year, 2 years, 3 years, say he's gone. Those people go away. They die out. And they gravitate towards whoever is new. Whatever new guy ends up coming up a year, 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, they'll gravitate towards that guy. And when Jervonta's brought up, they're not going to have a lot to say, and they're not going to have the same passion that they had 5 years prior. Where are the Wilder fans, for example, right? Where are they? It seemed like there was a legion, an army on the internet that loved Wilder. 2, 3 years, where did they go? It'll be the same with him. That's why there is a chance he gets into the Hoff, because a lot of these guys are dick riders. There's a chance, but I wouldn't also be surprised if, you know what, they turn their back on him, because that's what the American boxing fan does. They turn their backs on you. You know? American boxing fans are not like British boxing fans or Mexican boxing fans or Japanese boxing fans. You'll notice that they have a reverence for the fighters and a respect for the sport that the Americans don't have. They don't respect anything. I would liken the American boxing fan to a petulant child with bipolar disorder. Oh yeah, they'll fight for you now. They'll die on a hill for you now. But 2, 3 years from now, those same people might not be willing to do that, because there's nothing in it for them. Now, content creators, which should be considered separate from boxing fans, in a manner of speaking, they have an agenda, and it's a different agenda to the boxing fan. They know that talking about Gervonta Davis on the internet in a video boosts metrics. So they'll prop him up. They'll play the game. They'll do that because he's popular on the internet. And so that they can get paid from the videos they make, they'll talk about him, even in a positive light, so that they could make money. But once all of that go away, I mean, like I said, how many of these popular content creators, how many of them are spending time on Wilder's career? He just fought in Wichita, Kansas. I didn't see a whole lot of, I didn't bump into a whole lot of videos about it. You know? They don't care about him anymore. While they can make money, oh yeah, they're gonna, yeah, Jervonta, coach, what it do, coach? While they can make money, yeah, they gonna play the game, you know? But once that shit ain't cool no more, and it ain't gonna be cool no more, because the other thing that people don't realize, look, I've lived on your planet for a very long time. I've seen a lot of your behaviors. I've studied the human species. Jervonta is 30. You understand? He's not a young guy anymore. That young appeal of being the young go-getter, the young man, that's not something that he gonna have in a little bit. You're gonna be 31, 32, 33, and then defending your dumb-looking ass, it ain't gonna be a thing no more. While he young and he got the leg tattoos and he, you know, and all the bullshit and all the bells and whistles, yeah, they fucking with it right now. They still fucking with it right now. But that'll change. Trust me. It happened to other fighters. It'll happen to him. Now, granted that in my purview, I've never seen a situation as bad as this one or as indignant as this one, because this is pretty fucking bad, even for boxing. There have been some real hype jobs in this sport, man. There have been some hype jobs. But I could say after 500-600 years on your planet, Jervonta has to be either one of the biggest, if not the biggest hype job I've ever seen. Because, hey, Wilder, at least he won a medal in the Olympics, right? Right? At least he won a medal. He bronze bomber, thong squad, all the bullshit. Right now it's cool to right now it's cool to fuck with him. Right now it's cool to fuck with him. But for a 30-year-old man, see, look, when I was young, you had rappers, they seem like the coolest people in the world, right? And then they get old. And then you not a go-getter no more. You unk. You go from unk to the OG to the old head. You feel me? To the old head. The young people, that's who's defending him now, you know. It's young motherfuckers, not men, not grown men, and not straight men either. It's not men defending him, dog. It's kids. It's kids defending him. And while they kids and they kind of look at him like he a kid, they kind of look at him like that because, you know, he little, so, you know, he still kind of look like a kid. But once he 30, 31, 32, 35, yeah, that shit gonna seem crazy to them. That shit is gonna seem crazy. Right now, it's the hip thing to do, but trends change all the time. Aloha, my boy. So they gonna fuck with him now. They gonna fuck with him. No, I know he 30 already, Ray. I'm saying that he still look like a young bull to the young guys. He still look like they think of him as like a dude that's in his mid-20s when that dude he 30 out here. He don't really look 30 yet, but he 30 out here, bro. He's not a little kid. It is Brim's fault. I'm tired of his shit. Yeah, Ellie, like, I don't even know, dog. Like, that dude is just, I don't know, bro. For real, like, that dude is, what can you say about some shit like that? Like, what man, you a man, what man act that way about another man? Like, bro, do you want to get pregnant by this guy or some shit? What the fuck is your problem? You acting like the girlfriend or the mom or some shit. Like, what is your problem? But that's other shit too. That goes back to upbringing though. That, like, let's be real, everybody ain't the same. Some motherfuckers really don't respect themselves at the end of the day though. Like, that's another thing that, look, certain shit, motherfucker won't do that. What I be saying all the time, I can't really be an interview guy because I just don't like that dichotomy. I don't like that dynamic, right? You hear me say that all the time. Some guys like Ellie, you don't really respect yourself anyway. So glazing to you, that's nothing, bro. Being a brown noser, an ass slicker, a pole smoker, that's not gonna bother you. You know, somebody else, yeah, they can't do that. I can't do that. Y'all can't do that. I know y'all can't do that. Y'all can't be over here sucking dick and kissing ass just to talk to another man. Fuck out of here, B. Fuck I look like. Yeah, yo. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you go in the fight. Fuck out of here, B. I ain't doing all that. I'll watch your fight. I'll big you up. But that's it, bro. This motherfucker, he acting like, yo, if Jervonta needed a kidney, he would give him the fucking kidney. Yo, fucking relax, bro. It's boxing. Fucking relax, bro. The fuck is your problem? And, you know, self-respect, dignity. These are things that come from within. I would say it's something that's learned, but I don't really think that. I just think, look, some people are built different. I can't do that. Yo, you say eat popcorn and shit. So you know what I'm saying? And you fuck out of here with that shit. I'm gonna fucking do all that to talk to another man. If it was, you know, Sydney Sweeney, I could see. Chloe Bailey, Haley Bailey, these people. You fucking gonna be doing all that to talk to a guy. Unless, and what I've been saying, these guys are not boxing fans. They are not here for boxing. Not here for boxing, bro. What they like about Jervonta don't got nothing to do with these. It don't got nothing to do with that. Them dudes is on that Lil Zane time, bro. That Nokia and Drew Hill time. That's the kind of time they on. On baby oil time, bro. Diddy time. You know? So on nothing about Jervonta surprises me that he would do this to boxing, to his fans and the people that support him and talk him up. That I don't even have a lot to say about him. Like, bro, you are what you are. You are what I've been saying you are. All I got to do is wait. You're going to prove me right. You can't get mad at Jake. I know y'all sick of hearing me say that, but it's the truth. Jake is not doing nothing that Gervonta Davis hasn't already done. It's just that because Jake is a troll, he goes to extremes. But the same angling that he uses for his matchmaking is the same angling that they use. Gervonta don't fight naturally smaller fighters. He don't bring up smaller fighters to fight him. Now Jake is bringing YOLO ass up to fight him. Gervonta Davis didn't wait till Vasyl Lomachenko was about to retire to fight him. Jake fights retirees and guys who either already retired or are about to retire. All the logic that Jake uses in his matchmaking is the industry standard for boxing. That's why I believe what it really is a very sophisticated troll. Anything you could criticize Jake over, you could criticize a lot of boxers for. It's not as extreme. No, it's not as extreme, but that's what makes it a troll. That's why it's trolling. Oh, you fighting guys that's over the hill. That's what Gervonta wanted to do. Oh, you fighting guys who fight in lower divisions than you. That's what Gervonta been doing. Using weight stipulations and shit like that. Well, that's what Gervonta been doing. You fighting guys, they don't really stand a chance. Nobody thinks they could win. Well, that's what Gervonta been doing. Right? It's a very, very sophisticated troll. And for that, I don't get mad at him because he's not exploiting boxing. Boxing is allowing itself to be exploited. If the sport of boxing, in one voice, did not want Jake Paul around, if they didn't want him around, he wouldn't be around. Simple. You wouldn't have fighters that were willing to sign to him. You wouldn't have fighters trying to get a spot on his show. There are boxers on his team. J. Leon Love is a whole boxer on his team. It's not that Jake is doing anything to boxing. It's that boxing is willing to sell his soul all the time. All the time. He not doing nothing. Oh, because he's taking advantage. Because the boxers don't take advantage. Right? I don't have no issues with Jake, to be real with you. I firmly believe that, yeah, he making money. He want to make money. He's a smart guy. And he want to make money, of course. That's what the fuck us Capricorns do. We make money. We find a way. Sometimes people don't like us for it. But you can't knock his hustle. He's holding up a mirror to the sport of boxing that, yo, you mad at me, but this is who you are. This is who you are as a sport. This is who you are. Angling, bullshit, fighting fighters that you know they not what they was, fighting fighters that you know they smaller than you, fighting guys they don't stand no chance. This is what you are. And you do it all for the bag. The difference is, I don't got the time in that you got. I don't got the time in that you all got in this sport. I don't have the personal pride, if that's what you want to call it, that y'all got. So I go crazy with my shit. I go crazy. I'll fight a 56-year-old Mike Tyson. What? Because y'all don't do shit like that? Y'all do. Y'all do shit like that. You do. You know? I can't get mad at him. He playing the game. He playing the same game that a lot of these guys is playing, right? But he's just doing it better than them. Because, hey, he bringing Netflix to boxing. Al Heyman didn't do that. Al Heyman didn't do that. Al Heyman didn't bring Netflix to boxing. Jake did that shit. He doing it big time. I can't get mad at him. You know? Some people are still defending Gervonta Davis, though. There are some people out there that are still trying to, like, angle this shit and apologize. You know, and it's because, look, y'all the ones that said he doing it for the culture. You unofficially appointed him the ambassador of some fucking culture. Freeze said, salute Jules, good boxing talks. Appreciate you, bro. Y'all made Gervonta Davis the ambassador of a culture. In essence, you made him an extension of yourself, because that's what the fuck you mean. So when you defend him, you really trying to defend yourself. If you identify with, associate with, see yourself in any of the behaviors of this little butterball, birds of a feather, motherfucker. So what do we see on Gervonta? What are the defining characteristics of him as a fighter as it relates to the culture that he's supposed to? I'm not the one that said it. It's not an inference that I'm making. That's what I see people say. That, oh, he doing it for the culture. Okay, what culture is that? Culture is that? Always getting arrested for beating up on broads. You're a coward. You are a coward. You don't want to fight nobody good. You're a fucking coward. You don't want to fight nobody good. You are a shameless, brazen fucking coward. You don't have no self-respect, no dignity. You know? Hey, bro. I don't put that on you, Ray. I don't put that on you and a lot of other motherfuckers. I don't put that on you. I'm saying that that's what I see people say. I have seen so many people say that shit, that he doing it for the culture. I'm like, what culture is that? What, the latent homosexual tendencies culture? What we talking about? We not talking about boxing culture. We know we not talking about boxing culture. You don't want to be great. And your own fans have said that he not in it for the legacy, he in it for the money. Okay, then stop telling me he pound for pound and all the bullshit if he ain't in it for the legacy then. Yo, it's about to be 10 people up here, so I don't need nobody talking for no motherfucking 10 minutes. See what I'm saying? Mr. T, what the fuck?
Oh, they crashing out.
Yo, did you did you like my Robo Keith, bro? Cause I made that shit for you.
Yup.
Did you like my Robo Keith?
Oh, this shit was funny.
I turned Bud into Blade. I ain't gonna lie. I was hype off for that. Like, yeah, this shit fly.
Wait, so who's Canelo? Is that Cobra? Sylvester Stallone and Cobra?
No, bro. What are you talking about?
Bro, Jules, you've already said what it is, what it's about when it comes to Jervonta.
Yeah, I mean, like, sex. It's about like the shit is that, look, there's guys that are still defending him right now, right? And they getting mad at me that he's fucking homo. The shit I posted with him and Ellie is not that different. It's really not that different.
That shit was fire, dog.
Listen,
wrong,
the shit I posted, no, because the wild shit is you getting mad at me for some shit that he probably really. Yo, listen. Ain't no reason for you to be hugged up behind Broner like that and y'all blowing kisses at each other, unless. So how the fuck you getting mad at me? If you go to my shit, it's a dude. Come on, man, that's just two guys having fun. They was drinking, and I tell them, oh, so that's what you do with your boys when y'all get drunk a little bit.
I've never been that drunk in my fucking life.
Fucking broke that Baltimore.
They play hide the zucchini.
Fellas, what do you think Ego and Sekbeck are doing right now at the news?
What you think?
Ellie's eating at an extreme rate.
My dude, what they gonna do is, and you already see it with Ellie, he trying to spin it to where it's a win because Tank about to get a bag. That's gonna be, that's what you gonna hear for the next all the weeks until November when they do the thing. Oh, because he getting a bag. So fucking what if he's getting a bag, dog? Are you a boxing fan? And Drew, what I've been saying? They not boxing fans, bro. That like, nah, like
they just gonna sit there to ignore the fact that this motherfucker's career is email champion. He ain't never fought a standing, respected world champion in his weight class. And we could go on forever.
They're attracted to him.
You gotta stop coming in. No. This has gotta stop. You gotta stop coming in here with these shitty ass fucking mics. Everybody else has a good fucking mic. You make too much fucking money to be coming in here with this shit. What the fuck is that?
That's Brim.
No, sort that shit out. Get some good Wi-Fi and sort that shit out.
Got a walkie-talkie in here.
He calling in from a BlackBerry, bro. What the fuck?
Is that a
He's calling from a Pokemon walkie-talkie
from
the 90s.
Yeah, Brim hit the panel like I'm on a 50-minute lunch break, dog.
I ain't even went to work yet. About to get ready in a little bit though.
No, the shit I'm saying is these dudes was never here for like look, man, them dudes like Ego, like Ellie. You know, we got to be careful because we don't want to get flagged, nothing like that, right? But I'm just saying, they the type of cats that want to hang around a dude. So when they get you by themselves, they're
ready to drop the pants.
Like you, bro. I've been saying, bro, come on, like give me my props. Give me my props. I was the first that said that. Like,
hey, Jules. So what you saying is, if this were Roman times, if this was back in ancient Rome, they carry around a sack of fresh grapes.
I'm saying. You didn't need to interrupt me to say that. Ain't nobody gonna know what the fuck that shit mean. Like, hey,
I don't know what he said, bro.
But give me my be real. Was I not the first one that said, "Yo, them dudes"?
Yeah, you did.
Man. Like,
you did.
Everybody thought I was just joking. Oh yeah, I was joking, but I was like, "Yo, for real, they want to fuck him. That's what it is." Like, or be fucked by him. But that's what it is.
Probably both.
You predicted the Jake Paul fight. People did see that coming, but
bro, at this point, it don't even matter to tell me that I predict. That's what I do, dog. By now, everybody know. Even his fans fucking know. Yeah, so, I predict shit.
I don't think we should all be too mad and not too surprised because we're already reading the end of the book here. Just end your career with Jake Paul. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I'm not mad about it. Like, I'm not. It's not that, like I said, this was a slow news month anyway.
Vindication, bro.
Shut the fuck up. This was a slow news month anyway. We didn't have nothing to talk about, really. Now we do. So I'm good. Like, I'm loving the metrics.
Yeah, it was either this or all Canelo Crawford.
Yeah, and we, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to IBFP, Salute IQ. Ellie is a fruit cup. Appreciate you, IBFP. Mr. Calderon, Tank gonna wear his favorite purse and dress. And the other shit is like the shit is that motherfuckers think, look, this the shit. You could watch a TV show just for the titties. I do that sometimes, right? I don't know nothing about Euphoria, but I know Sydney Sweeney got some motherfucking titties.
Yeah,
right?
That's real tough.
Yeah.
Right? If you watching, shout out to titties. If you watching Jervonta because you want to have butt sex with him, believe it or not, that's your prerogative. I can't hate it. Like, that's your prerogative. I can't tell you. You know what I'm saying? Bitches watch shit just because they like an actor. They may not give a fuck about the story, right? We watch some shit for the titties and the ass, right? I don't know. Listen, I don't know.
Right.
I have never heard a song from Chloe Bailey. But here she is, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't heard one song from her, bro. Not one.
Hey,
right?
Jules, I never heard of her or seen her until you put her up on this. I didn't even know who she was.
She makes music?
So, she does something. I don't know what it is, but hey,
he don't care. Right? I just want to look at the body.
I don't fucking care. I don't care, bro. God right damn. Now, if you watching Jervonta because you want to invade his brown eye, you want to storm his beaches at Normandy, that is your prerogative. But you shouldn't.
Yo,
God damn.
Normandy.
How many do we got here?
The shit I'm saying is that you could feel that way. It's a free country, bro. America, fuck yeah, right? It's a free fucking country. Fuck who you want to fuck. But you shouldn't be talking to us because we're not talking about the same thing. We are talking about boxing. That's what we're here for. We're here for boxing. So when we talking about pound for pound, when we talking about air, we talking about you don't belong at that table, bro. Just get a poster, get some Jergens and rub it out, bro. Thug it out.
Right.
With Jervonta,
But do you see what the common denominator is when you talk to these guys online? It's like the typical Gervonta Davis fan is a struggling drill rapper who smokes lace weed with his boys in the lobby of a fucking nitro building.
My dude, I already said your typical Jervonta Davis fan weighs in between. Let me paint this for y'all. I'm good at this. I know Alex knows how to do this too because he's trained by the government. The demographic, the profile of the typical Jervonta Davis fan is a guy who weighs in between 120 and 150 pounds, anywhere in between 5'7" to 6 feet tall, very slim, very few masculine traits, I would say. Even when they're in their mid-20s, what they resemble are 12-year-olds.
They're built like middle schoolers.
Yeah,
Jules,
all these these motherfuckers' elbows is sharp as fuck, dog. Your clavicle is sharp as fuck.
Right.
Your elbows is sharp as
They
fuck.
got skinny jeans to their fucking knees.
Stupid, bro.
It's cool, bro. But between rub-off sessions, eat something, you skinny motherfuckers. Like, why all y'all skinny? That Otto motherfucker on Twitter. Yo, dog, that dude is built like the worms in Men in Black. I know y'all know who I'm talking about. The Otto.
God damn.
You old skinny ass motherfucker. Why don't you eat, bro?
Yeah, get your weight up before you start talking boxing, bro.
The only fat Tank fan I know is
motherfucking weight up, bro.
What's his face? Fuck.
Low self-esteem, they lack confidence, and they don't do well when they get turned down by women.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I'll probably military press your whole fucking body weight, dog. And I'm not even fucking kidding, dog. That is a goddamn shame.
Dante's Boxing Nation is probably the only fat.
No, you gotta separate the content creators, because the content creators, right? Some of them, well, Ego is really gay. Like, he's gay for real.
He's actually gay.
Yeah, like he
wrote
really
him a poem.
That. Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, you don't do that. Yo, where was you
he wrote
sitting?
him a poem about a
Bro,
fucking
where was you sitting? I want to know where you was sitting and how you was sitting when you wrote.
Bro, he was sitting on his pussy, bro.
On his stomach. With his feet in the air.
On his pussy with his feet up in the air.
Because you know how I
with
know
the Moesha music playing.
You know, with Monica. The boy
oh my God.
Up in my room. Had a shit. You know what I mean?
Thank you
all. Up in my room and shit.
Very vivid.
Bro, they're singing The Boy's Mind.
Yo,
yeah, Fanon and Ego, they're all fighting over
with
Tank.
A pina colada with a straw.
You know how I know? You know how I know? That shit was wow long. Pause. But that shit was wow. I know you ain't write that in 5 minutes. I know you thought about it a lot. Like, he got a tattoo on his chest.
You know what he did?
That shit came from the heart, bro. That shit came from the heart.
He had the rose petal and he was doing He Loves Me Not while he was writing
his feet was kicked up in the air writing that
Was
shit.
he hard or mid-hard when he was typing that?
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that when you writing that shit, you had to adjust yourself because that paragraph was too fucking long.
I know look at troll comments.
And this is my forensic shit. It's my forensic shit. They're like, Brody, do you see how long that shit is? That had to take that motherfucker like 15, 20 minutes. And I'm gonna be real, I don't think that motherfucker was sitting down. He was
look at
on
Troll's
his
last
pillow.
comment.
He was either on his pillow like this or on his stomach with his feet kicked in the air writing that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And you my age, bro. What is your problem?
Nah, I think Troll got it down right.
What he said? He said, glass of wine in his favorite chair, legs crossed. Not even, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with some wine. I drink that shit. Especially give it to her so I get some pussy.
Hey, hold on. Some dude named Scooby said Jervonta, pound for Pound Town.
Pound Town Davis.
Let's go, bro. Let's fucking go, bro.
Pound Town Davis. I'm saying that.
Devontae B. More Gay Davis.
Oh, shit.
And here's the thing. People don't want this, right? This is how weird American boxing culture is. People don't actually want this. They don't. I would wager that even his fans are kind of fatigued from having to defend him from so much shit. Now you got to defend him against this. You're going to be arguing with people because you want him to get recognition. And I've always said this. It's an inferiority complex. you're not happy liking this fighter yourself. That doesn't make you happy that you can just like the fighter. Who cares what other people think, right? You want us to like him. When we talk shit about him, you get mad. Oh, you better stop. He's not gay. They were drink. No, he's gay, bro.
Yo,
Gay.
Jules, on IBFP, there's a Tank fan. He didn't know what to say. He just kept saying, "Yeah, he's saving boxing."
What you think gonna happen? That you drink? What you think you gonna drink some Bacardi and all of a sudden you like putting things in your ass? No, bro, because that's what dude tried to tell me. That, come on, man, they were just some friends. They was nah, homie. I done got drunk a lot. Shit like that don't go down, bro.
Bro, Broner had his tongue all in Tank's ear and shit.
You like how much liquor you gotta drink before your sexual orientation?
Bro, you can't convince me, bro. You can't convince me that behind that camera, Broner didn't have a finger in his ass.
Listen, I think in before I smoke a cigarette, I think Jervonta wasn't wearing pants in that video. You can't see that. You can't see that.
Hey, these are the same These are the same cats that was calling De La Hoya gay when he did the fishnets thing, which De La Hoya admitted, I got fucked up. Yeah, I did that. They called him gay, but Jervonta touching mouths for other men, but he cool? But he cool? Come on, man.
Look. Let's say this. Oscar do like putting things in his ass.
Yeah, he'll tell you. He don't give a fuck.
But he was fucking these bitches. That makes, because you was fucking these bitches. I wouldn't do that, but you was fucking these bitches. Hey, right?
No, because you know what? Because fuck y'all. The shit that Oscar was doing, that's how you get big titty goth bitches.
The golf bitches, the same bitches with the crazy with the makeup and all the bullshit. Look, come on, stick it in your ass, Brim. Look, man.
No, because tell me Jennifer Tilly don't come up to you and tell you, hey, I'll fuck the shit out of you. I'll rock your world. You got to wear these fishnets, though.
But, here's the shit. Here's the main thing that these guys, it's like the Olympic thing. You stay trying to invade and co-opt and augment the surrounding environment. Nah, homie, keep it real. You not a boxing channel. Y'all are not boxing fans. Y'all just want to either fuck him or be fucked by him. You don't need to be talking to me about a goddamn motherfucker.
Honestly, I'll say it, bro. I'll say the raunchy shit. They're blacktivists, bro.
I wouldn't say that.
That's why they support Tank so much. That's why they support Wilder so much.
No. You can't say that because Brim don't support Tank, bro. Ray don't support. You can't do that.
No. But they're not the people we're talking about. We're talking about the blue sport.
But then don't. Bro, don't put that label on it then, because that's something else. Look, that's something I wouldn't do that. Like, nah, because that's how you make enemies. You got to decide. Listen, man, it's not this. It's not this, bro. Because Dan the Man is Spanish. Well, he looked like Danny Garcia, but he gay for Tank and Al. That's a Spanish motherfucker. Shit. That motherfucker is. That dude is ready to suck dick all week, bro, for Al.
That's
all
crazy.
Week, bro.
No way.
All week.
You know what he looked like? Yo, he looked like Adam Lopez. I seen that motherfucker. He used to have his profile in the shit. He looked like Adam Lopez, bro. So it's not.
Jules.
Who's doing the dishes?
Who the fuck is in the restroom?
Yo,
who took the shit?
My bad,
bro. Jules, I got a Newport 100 the other day, bro. It took me 2 days to smoke that shit.
I don't smoke them whole. I usually clip them, to be honest. I usually clip half, put it back in the box, and come back to it. I don't usually smoke them whole.
Yeah. I had to come back to that hoe too, bro. That was strong, but it hit.
But yeah, this is simple, dog. This is the same shit from always. This, to me, it reminds me of the main K-Leaf that, why y'all motherfuckers always trying to sneak into some shit? Just stay over there, bro. Stay over there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers don't like. If you want to have butt sex with Tank, that's between you, God, and the doctor at the urgent care, bro. When you can't shit right no more because your ass hole is all messed up.
When it's infected with STDs.
Right? But you don't need to be over here in this boxing space. Y'all are not boxing fans. A lot of y'all are not boxing channels, dog. Like, no, you not. Y'all just some down low, Lil Zane ass motherfuckers pretending y'all like boxing.
They're living vicariously.
You know what I'm saying?
Jules, I'm happy that the WBA is actually looking at this, and I hope they strip Tank for fighting an exhibition fight as the active champion. And once they do that, I don't care what happens going forward. My only concern is in
By the way,
regards to
guys,
that
Brim
type.
said that the rematch was happening.
I sure did. I went out on a limb. I wasn't like 100% confident about it, but I was like, you know what? I feel like he was going to be forced to,
Real
where
talk.
people
Hey,
would
it's
have
all
a
right,
lot
man.
more.
Hey, man, y'all acting like all of us ain't been wrong at times. It's cool.
But
You
yeah,
good,
absolutely.
bro.
I mean, but I went out on a limb. I didn't say that.
I've never been wrong. I have never
Get the
I
fuck
never
out
said
of
it.
here, bro.
But I
Get
never
the
said
fuck.
it emphatically, though. I didn't believe that. Out of the things that I
fake
listed, I said
news.
prediction. That was one of the ones I wasn't as confident in, but I felt like
Man,
he would be cornered
I've
because
never been
the
wrong.
fans would not.
Brim,
I
you're
just think.
safe nowhere, bro.
Yeah, I know,
You're
But bro,
not safe
none of
anywhere,
that
bro.
matters though, bro. I mean, that's trolling. I mean, when we talking
you
real
good,
boxing,
Brim. You
we
straight.
good. We
You
Gucci.
straight,
When we
bro.
talking real boxing, we
Yeah.
Gucci. All that other stuff is trolling. That's just for entertainment value. That's
I'm
all
like, I've
bullshit.
been watching. I'm 42.
No,
I've been watching boxing since I was
raise
9
his
years
blood
old,
pressure a
bro.
little
Like,
bit.
you know how many times I've been wrong, bro? Fuck out of here.
Yeah, I mean, I've been wrong on this one, and I'll be wrong
Alex, you're
again, and
wrong
I'll
all
be
the
right
time.
again as well. You know.
Alex, you're wrong all the time.
Brim just gotta
Let's
wait
see
till
if
November, and
you wish.
he gonna be fucking dancing, clicking his fucking heels and all that shit.
who,
Brim just gotta wait till Brian Norman knocked out Haney, and he's gonna
bro.
be
When he
fucking
wins, I'm
dancing,
gonna say,
clicking
hey
his
man, my man
heels.
did what he was supposed to do. Y'all give him his
Better
props,
win.
and that's
No.
it.
No, Brim. You got to come up here and you got to brag about that shit. Because
Hey, who you got, Brim? You got Haney?
No.
Brim have Haney.
Oh, I was
He's
gonna say, wait,
got
what?
Haney by SD.
But I can tell you how Haney can win the fight, though. You know,
I mean,
and I can tell you
we
how
can all
Norman
do
will win
that,
the
but
fight.
I mean, I just think Norman's gonna be too much for him, bro.
He is, because I think Norman's speed are good enough to, and I don't think Haney is as fast as everybody portrays and is defensively as sound.
Here's
He's
the thing,
good
though. Here's what
defensively,
I'm
but
worried.
he's not
Hey,
great.
Brim, here's what I'm wondering about, though, man. If Haney pulls the same tactic he did with Ramirez and gets on his fucking bike, bro, can Norman fucking pull it off?
Absolutely,
He has to
because
cut off the ring.
you got to think about it. He did that against Ramirez because he could. Because Ramirez is not quick enough. Ramirez's reactions is way slower than it was in his prime, and even at his prime, I don't think he was going to be quick enough, right?
But I mean, we haven't seen anybody get on their bike against Norman. We don't know if he can actually track a dude for a whole fight like that.
And it's a phenomenal, and it's a good question to pose. Just to be real, it's a good question.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a good question to pose. But I just think that Norman's too young to say he can't be able to do it. I mean, it's not the things that Devin did against Ramirez is based on age, being slow, reaction time, and Norman has all those qualities to be to alleviate him trying to run. And also, I don't think Devin's going to fight like that. He's going to fight like that in spurts. He's going to try to use his entire toolbox to win.
I did see that clip. I did see that clip of Norman with the footwork and the jump rope. That impressed me. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, see, look, man.
Don't be impressed. I mean, listen, I'm gonna be real, bro. I'm a Norman guy, but you can't be impressed by that. Most boxers can do stuff like that.
No,
everybody looks good in the gym, bro. Everybody looks good on the bag. Everybody looks good on pads.
Like to be real, I don't. I can't look at that and say, "Oh, I'm impressed," because I know Norman's gonna do that. Just looking at that.
Drew, you're underwater again. You're under the ocean.
Hell yeah, bro. You're like scuba diving right now, bro.
Who, me?
You're finding Nemo.
No,
right
not you.
now,
You
bro.
good, Brim? No, you good.
Oh, okay, cool. I just want to make sure because I had audio issues earlier.
Did you find Nemo's dad yet?
No, but like, looking at that doesn't tell me, oh, Norman's gonna beat up on Haney. That don't do it. That is not it. That's just him putting in his work. You know what I mean? I mean, for a non-boxer, that's impressive. For a boxer, that's just him putting in work. You know what I mean? Just showing that he has the feet and the ability. That's all that is. You know, no more, no less.
That's what I was. Yeah, that's what I was.
Damn, bro. I went to go roll a blunt, came back, and Brim was still talking.
Damn, bro.
No,
Brim, you need to breathe.
Don't come in hot on bullshit.
Brim, how'd you get that name, by the way? I feel like
Brim is my family last name. Brimley. Brim.
Oh, I
they
thought
call
it was
my pops.
Brian
They call my
Norman,
pops
like,
Brim.
put together.
So Brim is the honorable name. My pops, no, they call him Brim. That's where it all came from.
Okay, I thought it was Brian Norman.
I'm just glad the circle jerk of Brian Norman's footwork is over.
I know, right? I'm like, yo,
You guys
training
are
videos.
glazing. Don't glaze training videos.
Bro, anytime somebody's like, oh, and they show a training video and they make a fucking projection on the upcoming fight, I'm like, stop the fucking mat. Anybody who's ever trained knows that don't mean shit, bro. Like, get out of here, dog. I hate that shit.
There's only been one training video that told me anything about anybody, and it was Rolly Romero's training video where he was fucking
and these guys don't even get creative. Like, at least I had music montages with Rocky's training videos. Fuck.
Who cares?
Yeah, and then And then people talk about, oh, they sparred this person, this happened. People don't listen, man. Some of y'all know this, maybe some of y'all don't. But when it comes to sparring, they bring in certain dudes, and that fighter is supposed to work on a certain thing. They're doing something certain. Like, it ain't about beating each other up, winning this. That's not how it works, man.
That's why I love the Eastern Euros. Like when
dude.
Bevo says, I sparred this guy. It wasn't no fight. Then I tried to win. I'm practicing. It's practice.
Yeah.
It's like
you know what I mean.
It's preparation.
You'd be
That's all it is.
surprised how many. You'd be
Sparring
surprised
wars
how
are
many
almost-
fighters are just gym
That's
fighters.
why I'd be like, I don't want to hear these sparring stories. Like I saw somebody post. I saw somebody post trying to big up Boots, like, oh, Boots and sparring beat up on this. I'm like, bro, I don't want to hear about these sparring stories. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, I love the sparring, man. I love the sparring story when David Benavidez dropped the ball. I love that one.
Man, sparring wars are almost as fucking gay as tank.
Well, Boxing Jen said depends on the gym. He's got a point though. But a proper gym, they're bringing in sparring partners for that star fighter or that certain fighter who has the marquee fight coming up. And Boxing Gym knows this. And they work each person they bring in is for a reason to work on certain things. It's not an actual fight. And yes, all hard sparring is dumb. I've been to gyms where I moved to a new place and I'm going to check out this new Muay Thai gym and I'm like. And I just see the way they do things, and I train one day there, and I'm like, yeah, this ain't for me. Like these motherfuckers tripping in here. Like
shout out to Luis Puente. Real talk. Wish they would strip Tank of the WBA so he could strip Tank. Shout out to stripping. Luis Puente said Norman is gonna give it to Sweet Cheeks Haney. I hope so. But this event, in all likelihood, it will be a success. Like. We know that we don't want it as boxing fans. We don't want this. And I think that Gervonta's fans probably don't want this too. They don't want him getting more flack, more heat. But it's going to be a success because it's on Netflix, dog. Everybody has Netflix. And it's not a pay-per-view, so they definitely going to watch that shit.
I got a question for you.
I got to push back, though, Jules. We want him because we know we're going to look at the undercard of the last Jake Paul fight. We got the fucking Zerto Doherty Coast. I will get real boxing on the undercard and more opportunities.
I was gonna allude to that I look forward to the undercard because I know Jake gonna have some girls on there. He gonna have some things on there. I don't know if we get Oshaki Foster versus Stephen Fulton on there, right? Because we ain't really heard shit from Stephen Fulton. Like we ain't heard like.
Now is this card too small enough for fucking Clarissa to fight Shadeja?
I don't want to say the things that I know, so I ain't gonna say nothing.
Go fuck yourself.
Hey, do you think it's gonna be lagging
it'll be
though?
Bigger than the Crawford and Canelo fight?
I can't hear y'all when y'all talk at the same time.
All right, fuck off. You guys, you think it'll be bigger than the Crawford and Canelo fight?
Not really. For starters, right? The main pushback that you can have over Canelo with Jake, Canelo makes more money than you, Jake. The money that he makes is an extension of the fan base that he has. And he's several spots above you in terms of boxing. It's him, then AJ, then I think they said Fury, Usyk, then it switched back. But you below them, Jake. You got a couple of duds, Jake. That's the other thing. That it's not like everything that Jake Paul touched turned into gold. The Tyrone Woodley rematch didn't sell shit. The Anderson Silva fight didn't sell shit. The Anthony Taylor fight, whoever that guy was that was a boxer with a shitty record, that didn't sell shit. There's like 5-6 fights that he got. They didn't sell shit. The Chavez fight, it don't look like that sold nothing either. If there was numbers, they would have came out by now. If it was good numbers. So not everything you touch turns into gold. Whereas Canelo, his fan base is already bigger than yours. On average, he sells more pay-per-views than you do, right? That means he has actual customers. Well, this is a rare opportunity for his fans to not have to pay to see him. So how many Chicano households, how many Latino households do you think are going to be tuned in? I think more than...
And what people are forgetting, Jules, Netflix is playing Jake, and Netflix is paying Jake and Tank. Turkey is paying Terrence and fucking Canelo.
Yeah.
Hey, so you think
Canelo's an international star. Jake Paul is not.
Hold up, question, guys. So you think Bud and Canelo does bigger numbers than Tank and Jake?
Yes, because
undoubtedly.
Let me explain why. The reason I think they will is because that's a fight. That's not y'all fucking around and jerking each other off. That's a fight. People legitimately don't know what's going to happen in that fight. You got Crawford.
Yeah, mystery sells.
You got Canelo fans. I'll take the bet now. I'll take the bet now with you, Brim. I'll put a $50 bet on it. I don't think it does more numbers than Canelo Crawford. Jake doesn't have more fans or customers. I don't think he. I don't.
I'm not quite confident to take the bet because my numbers are kind of close. I was thinking that Bud and Canelo would do about 25 mil, and Tank and Jake will probably do about 30.
I don't know. I don't know a number. I don't know a number because it's Netflix, bro.
Yeah.
Canelo's fans it's a rare opportunity. They don't gotta pay. But understand, this is the guy that sold 400,000 with fucking John Ryder, bro. With John Ryder.
Mira. What they're forgetting, Jules. This is on Netflix in Mexico. Netflix is in Mexico, and it's not.
So you think he's gonna get 10 million in Mexico alone?
Tell
him, might not be that many,
bro. Listen to me. That's happened before. Canelo, Canelo does retarded numbers in Mexico because it's free to air in Mexico. If you pair that with the numbers in America, all the people that don't have to pay to see him fight, and understand, y'all know I don't like the race bullshit, the tribal bullshit, but a Mexican fighter versus a black man sells. It does. It does, though. If it's two accomplished guys, which they are, this is a fight. Now, I'm not telling you that Jake and Jervonta not going to do nothing. That would be a lie. No, they're going to do what they're going to do just because it's on Netflix. They're going to do something. But when somebody says that it's going to do more, no, I don't think so, because that's an exhibition. That's still Jake Paul, bro. That's still Jake Paul.
Yeah, every sports bar in the United States is going to put on Paul and Davis. Every one of them.
Yeah,
how about this, Jules? I hope you're right, Jules. I hope you're right. I just thought that it might do a little bit more because of the spectacle, the circus nature of it. That's the only thing that makes me think it'll do a little bit more numbers-wise, but I hope you're absolutely right. I really do.
I mean, in a manner of speaking, they're both spectacles in their own way. In a manner of speaking, they both are. Crawford's jumping up 2 weight classes, hasn't fought any. We know the stats. They're both spectacles in their own way. But it really boils down to two fighters. Canelo and Jake. Is Jake a bigger draw than Canelo? Oh, that's easy. No.
Fuck no.
No. You're not, like, literally, no. Every metric that you use to quantify who's a bigger draw says Canelo was a bigger draw than you and still is a bigger draw than you. His baseline, whenever he's on pay-per-view, is between 4 and 6. That's his baseline. He could fight Dimitri Bivol, who most Americans didn't know still do 5. He could fight a guy nobody gives him a shot in hell to win the fight. Edgar Berlanga did 8. 8 with Edgar Berlanga.
Did he still do $1 million with Triple G after he lost to Bivol?
Yes, he did. The third fight did $1 million buys. The zone confirmed it. It's not sources. It's not a journalist. They confirmed. Yeah, we did $1 million with that.
I'm just saying, like, to keep it real, Jules, if we lay it out evenly, like after everything you're laying out, what we're all agreeing on, if you look at it, basically at the end of the day, Canelo and Bud, as a boxing fan, we all know that is the better fight by far. It's not even up for discussion, but at the same time, because of popularity, yeah, Jake Paul's shit might do even or more numbers. That could happen. Don't mean it's a better fight.
I would say even, but not more. I don't see that. The reason
I'm not saying what's going to be. I'm just saying, like,
let me finish, bro. The reason I keep saying this, does Jake Paul have a lot of fans? Does he? A lot of those fights were duds. A lot of them. You're on Triller. You did good with Askren, but not everything you touch turned into gold. Whereas Canelo, whether you like him or not, he will sell 400,000, a minimum of 400,000 and better with somebody you don't even want to see him fight.
You know what I think it has going for it, though? I think what it has going for it is that it's on a Friday, meaning I don't think there's going to be very many things for it to compete with. ¿Entiendes?
When is it? On the 15th of Friday?
No, it's the 14th. 14th.
Yeah, they're not competing with each other, no.
No, I mean, they're not competing with each other just because they're on the same platform. If you really break this down business-wise, it all benefits Netflix at the end of the day. Canelo Crawford is on Netflix. This is on Netflix. What's the difference, though? Canelo Crawford is on a Mexican holiday, dog. A boxing match on a Mexican holiday.
I just hope the Netflix servers...
Finish, bro.
I just hope the Netflix servers are strong enough. It won't be another Jake and Tyson fight where it's just lagging and.
Bro, don't put that in Don't put the energy out there, bro. Don't say that.
No, that's what I'm saying.
I know, but damn, bro.
Through that shit.
No, I feel like they learned their lesson from that.
Shout out to Mr. Calderon. What will it take if Tank goes all 12 with Jake? He's gonna go all 12 with
It's
Jake.
an exhibition, man.
I
don't even think it's 12. I think it's 10.
Luis Puente said the size difference will turn people off. No Diddy, probably.
Nah, hey, you gotta leave the Diddy on that one.
Well.
Darren Hodges said big support ring IQ. Fuck Tank. Here's the thing. There's no winner and no loser in a stupid ass exhibition. There's no winner and loser in that. But I do want. I don't even like. I don't have any feelings about the fight. But if there's a takeaway from it, if there's something I would want in it, I do want Jake to knock him down. You gonna be 190 pounds, white boy. Okay, 190 pounds with a 5'5". He's gonna weigh what, 160 the night of the fight?
The most.
I thought the biggest he gets is 150. I thought he don't weigh no more than 150.
Everything into that motherfucker and make sure it knocks him down.
And the other shit is, and the other shit is Tank. This is what isn't being said. Y'all think Tank about to go to the lab for this? What y'all think? Tank about to grind hard? He about to train hard for Jake Paul?
He'll grind.
Head up.
Wow.
I'm saying Brim already know where I'm going. You pick this guy to stay on Easy Street. That leaves the door open for you to still look stupid. You not fighting this fuck. You about to have a serious camp for Jake Paul. I don't think you had a serious camp for Lamont.
Jules,
so you about to have one for Jake Paul?
Backing you a little bit, Jules. You said there's no winners and losers in this. There is a loser. There's a whole group of losers. It's us fucking degenerates who are gonna watch this anyway.
Of course, yeah, I'm gonna watch it, bro. Look, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make money watching that shit. Go ahead, Tank, do that shit. I'm gonna make money anyway. You motherfucking right. Go ahead, Tank, do your thing, boy.
Only reason why I'm watching because it's on my Netflix subscription. If it was something you had to pay for, then I would not be participating. But since it's on the Netflix and it's a Friday night, I mean, yeah.
What I'm saying is, it's not gonna affect his record. The other thing is, look, it's very hard to imagine that Tank will continue to box after that event. It's very hard to imagine. Why would he? Come back, fight who, where? If it's not gonna be for the same money you got with Jake, and we know you ain't about to roll the dice with nobody. We know you ain't about to fight Shakur. Look, like we don't got to keep doing that. We know that, this dude don't want to fight nobody. So you do this thing with Jake, he probably out of here after that. Because what you gonna do after that? What, he gonna boil down to 35? No.
He's gonna retire, bro. This is his cash out. He's gonna cash out, I think. All right, somebody can take my slide, y'all. Let me get ready to go to work. I'll let you look.
Shout out to El Cagón. Tank fans won't subscribe to Netflix. They mothers is probably subscribed to Netflix. Remember, most of them guys live at home with their mother, bro. They mom Dukes is probably subscribed to Netflix. They gonna watch it, but that's the main shit. That when I thought about it, I'm like, look, he picked this guy. He not gonna go through a real camp for this guy. I don't think he is. And if you don't, you could get embarrassed again by Jake. If this is an exhibition in the sense that y'all gonna treat it like, okay, it's a sparring session. Yeah, there's a chance because he's 190 pounds, bro. He's 190 pounds. I just hope, there's no winner and no loser, but embarrass him, Jake. That's the most I want out of that. Yeah, embarrass him. Make him look stupid, And other than that, it is what it is. It's just another chance for me to make money. That's how I look at it, that there's nothing for me to be mad about because he's just proving me right. You are what I said you are. I said, this dude is never going to fight nobody. And he's probably going to retire undefeated because he never fought nobody. Ryan don't count. You only fought him because he sucks. And I ain't no Monday morning quarterback. I said Ryan going to lose because he sucks.
With a rehydration clause. What the fuck?
You fought some trash with some trash on it. Shout out to Luisito. Tank versus his ex cage match. Winner gets Real Talk. You down for that Real Talk?
No.
You know what I'm saying? It's just more of the same with him. Like when I saw the news, I took a nap. I got back from the gym, took a nap, woke up. I seen the whole internet blew up off of that. And my first reaction honestly was like, ugh. I figured this dude not gonna. I already didn't think he was gonna fight Lamont. He not gonna do that. He don't know how to beat him. He never had to go back to figure out why did I not win that fight? Nah, you never did that. You too fucking weak and scared to go back in there with that guy. You don't know what to do. So I figured he not gonna fight Lamont again. It's all like, yeah, it's old for that. That's not happening. By the time you done with Jake, Shakur Stevenson probably done beat fucking Lamont. Somebody gonna beat him, because what Lamont gonna do now, he gonna try to go to Turkey, he gonna try to get a bag, Turkey gonna fuck with him, and somebody gonna beat him, and they gonna make it look easy. That's what's gonna happen.
You did the poll on that, right? Wasn't it like 70-30 for not gonna fight him again?
Yeah,
right? Some shit like that. Yeah.
I said that you're not gonna fight that motherfucker, bro. Like that shit is officially dead. The other thing is, there has to be when you talking to a Tank fan, there's always a level of cognitive dissonance that you know that he lost that fight, right? It's not a draw. He lost that fight. He lost.
Like we seen that shit. Bro. He lost
the fight, bro. It's not. I ain't gonna sit here and argue with you and get like, nah, he lost that fight, dog. And you don't want your lick back. It is what it is.
Fight Hub didn't Fight Hub do some kind of poll and like 164K people voted? And
y'all seen that shit? Mad people voted on that shit. They're like, yeah, you lost, homie. You lost, and you gonna leave it like that because you pussy. Like, yeah, that's motherfuckers need to start calling shit like, look, motherfucker don't like calling no professional fighter a pussy. It don't feel right, but it feel right with him because that's not a fighter, bro. That's boxing's equivalent of a Harlem Globetrotter. You not a fighter. You don't be fighting nothing, bro. You are one of the biggest in all these years that I've been watching boxing, and I seen some guys that had some hype, but you are the quintessential hype job. Everything about you is manufactured, bro. So I mean,
bro, you can't call him the Harlem Globetrotter of boxing because the Harlem Globetrotters are in on the fucking joke.
I'm saying.
You know, he's been trying to tell everybody for years. You look at all his interviews, he's always mentioned about how money over everything else. It ain't that serious to him. Like, you know, I don't know about this. Like, he's been saying he's been dropping these crumbs for years, and all these fucking Tank sexuals just keep sweating. I'm like, no, he's even telling y'all himself, like, he ain't in it, bro. His heart's not in it. He don't care. Like,
yeah, but with them, see, with him, you know what the grift is. With the content creators also, you know what the grift is. With the Tank fans and why they so quick to argue all the time, y'all motherfuckers got an inferiority complex. That's what it is. It's not enough that you like them. You see somebody else talking about them, right, and they don't like them, and you get mad off of that. You see somebody call him a homo, even though he hugged up on a man, and you get mad. So, look, he hugged up on Broner. They blowing kisses at each other. Well, it was just drinking. Like, nah, man. Like, you got an inferiority complex. It's not that you're not comfortable that you like some shit. You need Alex and Jules to like the shit too. Like, yeah, we gotta validate the shit for you. Like, yeah, yo, Tank is, you gonna say Tank is a motherfucker. Yo, like, no, he's not. No, he's not.
So you saying, you're saying Jules, you're saying they Democrats.
Basically. I mean, I'm like, yeah, fuck
sounds like the same shit.
Motherfucking liberals, man. Fuck liberals, man. Fuck that shit. Fuck Kafiyes too. I don't give a fuck about that shit. Fuck a Kafiye. I wipe my ass with that shit.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? But it's real shit. It's real in the field. And like, yo, what are you even arguing at this point? Think about it. He announced he's fighting Jake Paul, and you gonna defend it? So you didn't want to see him fight Lamont? You don't want to see him fight Shakur? Yo, it's wild bodies around that weight. It's mad guys he could fight. You don't want to see that? Oh, well, clearly then we are different. I'm here for boxing. I don't know what you here for. If you don't.
Jules, did you see? It was in response to the little threads you had going. I jumped in there, but Villain was on there, and he posted something from somebody where supposedly, like I said, ain't been confirmed. You're closer to the game than I saw, or some other cats on the panel. But like, how soon can we confirm or deny that Tank's fucking team was trying to convince him to fight Roach?
Oh, I saw that. Hassan posted that. Hassan posted that, and the source is supposed to be Jake himself. Jake himself said that Tank's team tried to convince him to fight Lamont first. But like, bro, yes, I believe that, because I don't think you want to do it with that guy, bro. I think that dude spooked you, and you trying to make as much money as you can real fast and get up out of here.
Yeah. Bro, I think it's basically all them court fees. You know, he had to pay that bitch off.
No,
He
because
probably need it. He probably need it.
no. They said he agreed to it before the Roach fight. It was already agreed to.
So this was in the plan. It was in the plan.
He said it post fight.
In other words, right? In other words, yo, he was always trying to get up out of here this year. He was always trying to get up out of here. And it's like, it's not either or. You could have still did the thing with Lamont in the summer. You could have did that. Like, nah, I'm going to handle this Lamont shit. If you was half the fighter they make you out to be, then you shouldn't be so pet to fight fucking Lamont Roach and beat Lamont Roach. Jamel Herring beat Lamont Roach, bro. I ain't trying to shit on him neither, but y'all don't talk about Jamel Herring like, oh, he's a pound for pound fighter. He's a great, but he did that already though, didn't he? He been beat that guy, and it wasn't that hard either. It was a couple of years ago, back when Lamont was with Golden Boy and Jamel was with Top Rank. He beat him, bro. So Tank, if you really a Tank and all this bullshit, handling Lamont Roach should be very easy, bro. That fight scared the death out of you, dog. You scared as shit. Remember, he went quiet for months after that.
Lamont Roach, he dragged up from a division. So
he had his Twitter deactivated and everything, man.
Twitter deactivated, Instagram deactivated. Not tweeting nothing, not talking about nothing. That dude put the fear of God in you. Now you want to scramble. If you was really about it, like, yeah, you had plenty of time to fight Lamont. You could have fought him in June. You could have fought him in July before the court case. All that bullshit. You could have been fought that guy. And then go into the Jake Paul fight. It was not either or. You made it that way because you scared of that dude. Yeah, you scared. Now somebody else is gonna come along and they're gonna beat him and they're gonna make it look easy. He say he want to fight Shakur, go ahead. Watch Shakur beat this guy easy over 12 rounds. You say you want to fight Gary Antoine Russell, go ahead. Gary's gonna knock you out. Quote me. If you fight Gary Antoine Russell, he will stop Lamont Roach. That's not a hard pick. Because nothing against Lamont, but he not nice like that. He not like, no, he not. Y'all only started saying that shit because bitch ass Tank couldn't handle him. That dude is not like that.
No, nothing but positive feelings for Lamont after what he did to Tank. But
we got to put to bed, man. You know we got to put to bed. We got to put to bed what people think is a supporting argument for Tank, where they say, well, look how many fighters in the past did exhibitions. Let me stop you right there, man. If you bring that argument up, all I got to tell you is this. The fighters that did exhibitions that nobody had a problem with were fighters who were already they were already locked in Hall of Famers, already multiple time real world champions, not email. They did their shit, handled their career, and did what the fuck they were supposed to do. Or they weren't anything of that. They were some MMA dude or some fringe dude, so nobody cared. Once has no real respected fucking fighter who held a lineal title, a ring title, legitimate world titles they took from legitimate contenders in the middle of their career, nowhere near the end, took a stupid exhibition fight and everybody respected it. So the other shit is they acting like Jervonta is this. Really, they acting like Jervonta is Anthony Joshua, like if he's in his mid-30s and he, he's done all the shit, as if he's Canelo, he's in his mid-30s and he's got bro, this dude is 30 years old. Exactly. Fuck is y'all talking about? This dude is 30 years old, bro. He ain't old. He's just a bitch, and you don't want to admit that. And he's just a bitch. How many actual standing world champions in his weight class who are in their natural weight class did he beat? Don't worry, I'll wait. Exactly. Right?
None. -5.
Yo, and the shit is he been there for 6 years, my dude. He got up there in 20. No, it's not even 6. He been up there 7.
Get the fuck out of here,
bro. He got up there in 2019, bro.
2019 with Gamboa.
Shout out to motherfucking Luis Puente. We want to see Tank get leg tattoos for Real Talk. Shout out to Real Talk's leg tattoos, bro. Cagón said, Canelo does 30 million views in Mexico per TV Azteca. Yeah, so look at how different the reaction was too, though. I want to say from that same group. When they thought that Canelo was going to do that, they was really trashing Canelo. Remember, they was trashing him for that. They would say, "Yo, you gotta fight him. How you going to do that?"
Canelo was clout chasing Jake,
right? But it's okay when Jervonta. That's why I'm like, yo, dog. Some people you can't argue with them. You just gotta laugh at them. That yo, dog, you just a homo thug. Stop trying to talk to me. You a homo thug. It's a homo thug in my fam. If you listening, you just a homo thug, bro. fuck you look like arguing to me because he hugged up on a man? What the fuck am I supposed to do about that, bro? Motherfuckers is gay as shit these days, bro. What the fuck wrong with a lot of y'all? If you want to have sex with that guy, keep that shit on your page. Don't come to mine talking shit. All I'm telling you is the obvious. Yeah, that dude gay. That dude is gay. And Ellie is gay with him because that's not normal. I don't give a fuck how much you like an athlete, dog. That shit is not normal. It's just sports, Ellie. Ellie, it's just sports. You don't respect yourself, bro? It's just sports, bro. I don't like no boxer that fucking much. Now, I do like Sidney Sweeney.
Bro, that AI video you put him in that, bro.
It wasn't the AI. I got the leak, bro. I called Alex. I called Alex. He called Quantico. Interpol sent the shit over. Like, yo, we got that shit. It's right here.
Hey, you said Interpol?
Sent the shit over, bang. The shit up, dog. Saying like I'm kind of what annoys me about it, it's not him, because I know, bro, you just a pussy, bro, like, and you've been a pussy. I there's not many other ways. I would have to learn a different language to say new shit about your ass, because I said everything I could say in English. He's just a pussy, bro. Like, it's not complicated. He's just pussy, bro. What can we say?
Español también, manín. Dilo en español también.
Pendejo, but I have said that too. He's a punk, bro. But his fans irritate me more than him, because it's like, yo, dog, y'all really still trying to like keep hope alive with this motherfucker. Why? Y'all got better boxers than him that you could put on a pedestal. Why him? Because he beat bitches up. Like,
give it about a year or two, bro. He's gonna start getting outshined by the new up and comers, bro.
No, that's what I started the show with, because it's the truth that British boxing fans are not fickle. They'll talk about a guy from 10 years ago as if he was boxing today. They are not fickle over there. Like, I think they have more reverence for their boxers. I think the same is true of the Japanese and the Mexicans, because I don't see Mexican fighters, for example, talk about their contemporaries or talk about each other the way that the Americans do. And I don't see their fans do that either. But Americans, bro, they blow hot and cold,
they're ingrates, bro. Americans are a bunch of fucking ingrates.
Also, too, a lot of the foreign fans, they also get support the lower weights and stuff too. We don't.
What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
It has everything to do with everything, because they have more support.
No, I'm joking, but yeah, like right now, you got guys, and I said this at the top of the show. I said this at the top of the show. There was guys 3-4 years ago. If you say anything about Wilder, they will argue with you for 4 hours, bro. No bullshit. On Facebook,
3 paragraphs in a reply.
Spence también.
But Wilder's the better example, because we ain't seen Spence since the Crawford fight, right? But we have seen Wilder since the losses. Now we saw him, and the fans is not there no more. You see what I mean? After lost a couple of the fans, they out of here, bro. They out of here. They lost their passion. They lost their zest. The way you could say whatever you want about Wilder now, ain't nobody gonna argue with you. And it's gonna be that way for Jervonta, in the sense that, 2-3 years from now, because I don't think he's gonna keep boxing really after this Jake Paul shit. That whole little clique, cluster, whatever the fuck you want to call that shit, them motherfuckers don't like boxing.
There was a kumquat.
Yeah, they're gonna move on. They'll move. Yeah, he'll get forgotten about, Jules. They'll move on to the next shiny thing. Yep.
Them motherfuckers don't like boxing. So what you think they gonna stick around and watch motherfucking? You think they gonna stick around for some Abdullah Mason? No, bro. They don't like no boxing. They just like Jervonta. So if he goes, they go, and we could throw a fucking party at them.
Good riddance.
It's like the Spence shit that Real Talk brought up, and it's like the Wilder shit. They're like, yo, dog, it's not really that many Spence fans left. You gotta look for them motherfuckers now. Like, you a Spence fan? I know your ass is Spence.
Yeah.
Your ass.
Who'd you pick in Crawford fan?
They were just bandwagon riders, man.
You know, the motherfucker gotta breathe deep when he tell you, big Spence. I bet you did, you motherfucker. I bet you did, you motherfucker.
That's how they react too. That's how they all react.
That shit crazy.
Motherfucker gotta. I picked Spence. Yeah, I bet you did.
Yeah, I bet you did, motherfucker.
Bro, when he lost, they rolled back their horses back to Dallas, like, very slowly.
Yo, motherfucker. They rode their horses, bro.
They look.
Cluck,
They
cluck,
look.
cluck, cluck, cluck.
They look in every direction before they answer it too. Oh,
Shout out to Eric. Tank being at 135 since 2019 and not fighting a top guy or a champion for a real belt. No Reggie. I'm saying, think about how much has happened now, Eric. Think about how much has happened from 2019 till now, dog. Think about how much shit happened. That fucking Teofimo, he made good on his word, and he beat Lomachenko. You know. Fucking Devin, he comes through. He fights fucking the people he fights, comes undisputed. He dips. You got a brand new thing of guys now. Shakur is up there. Raymond Murataya's up there. Shakur becomes a champion. He probably about to dip 2 out of 135. He probably about to leave. And now you got motherfucking Abdullah over there. You got Raymond Murataya. You got Andy Cruz. It's 4 crops, basically. It's 4 crops of guys. And he ain't fight one of them. Not one of them. In 7 years, bro.
Nah. Hey, Jules, you know that reminds me too, bro, because that's good that you pointed that out since 2019. So what I'm confused, what's up with this pattern with the WBA? Because he moves up to 135 to fight Gamboa for the WBA regular belt. Yeah, and then just to go back down to fucking fight Santa Cruz for the world title WBA, and then he fights Mario Barrios at 140 for the WBA regular belt in 2021. Like that's allowed.
The WBA allowed it because they had a deal with the PBC. That's what that was. That if you notice, WBA, the WBA. Yeah, that's where that joke came from. That we back there. If it's a PBC guy, probably fighting for a WBA title. Look, what title? Dilo tú. What title does Rolly have, bro?
WBA.
WBA.
Trying to tell you. And what title he had at 140?
WBA.
Trying to tell you, like they got a thing with him. Now, this is just me being me. Pay attention. That's not gonna last. That with the way it was. It's not gonna be that way now. Why? Y'all don't got no money to keep paying them. You think WBA doing that shit for free? Nah, y'all was funneling money to them to ensure that our fighters get a cushy spot, that our fighters get a make-believe belt. Y'all was paying them to do that. None of this shit is free, but now y'all don't got no money. WBA not gonna keep doing that. It all breaks down the same way for the same reason. Once your ass ain't got no money, they gonna fuck with whoever do got money. The same way your fighters ain't loyal. As soon as you didn't have no dates, David Morrell is on Turkey's show. Isaac Cruz, fucking Radio on Turkey's show right now. David going back for more. David about to fight on 3 motherfucking Turkey shows, bro. The first was with Radavalle. The second was with Katayev. The next one gonna be with Callum Smith. David Benavidez, he not loyal. He about to box on Turkey show, right? It's the same shit. Once the resources dry up, yo, motherfuckers got bills, motherfuckers got kids, motherfuckers got high maintenance bitches with titties and ass, ain't need their nails done. They gonna go where the money at. You ain't got no money? Yeah, they out of here, bro. It's same with the WBA. You don't got no money to keep paying them to help your fighters. This is a good thing, gentlemen, though. Because now you can't, now y'all not an obstacle. Y'all not an obstacle no more. Y'all not a factor no more. Y'all not. And that's what we wanted. They're like, yeah, y'all holding, really, let's say the PBC was around this whole time, but they never held no belts hostage. We wouldn't have cared because we would have been getting the unification matches that we want from other fighters. The reason we kept talking about them is because, yo, a belt go over there, forget it, bro. We ain't gonna see it for a while. Leo had that WBA.
Right, they kept it away from this guy from
3 years.
For 3 years, he did not fight at featherweight for 3 years. He moves up, fights Miguel Flores, defends it against Jervonta, loses it, doesn't fight for 3 years. They let him keep the shit at featherweight. This is shit I'm talking about.
They didn't even strip him. He gave it up.
Basically, he gave the shit. They probably wasn't going to strip him, but that was the hold up. That was one of the hold up and hang ups that we had. That, yo, a belt go over there. Yeah, we ain't gonna, I guess we could count that shit out of unifications. We ain't gonna see that shit because now this motherfucker got it, right? Well, now the way things are gonna be, these sanctioning bodies Bro, they want money like the fighters want money, like we want money, and they gonna
Right.
go to whoever got the money. PBC, if you don't got money, sorry, yo, it's been real. We gotta go
Yeah,
over
I
here, man.
mean the WBA, they got to maintain that fuck you pay the energy, because eventually, look, man, I want Turkey to make Andy Hirioka like their sponsored, fighter. I want Eddie to really put his fucking thumb on the scales with Gaiasov in the WBA rankings. Like, come on, man, we got to get this shit popping already. It's like enough of
Yeah,
this shit.
yeah, like a lot of that stuff I anticipate in the next 12 months. The WBA gonna have to do that because yo, that's y'all lifeblood. You gotta understand that y'all lifeblood is two things. On the surface, the sanctioning fees. Under the surface is the brown paper bag money. And the PBC don't got that for you. They don't have that. They don't have, bro, they don't even got fighters to give you brown paper bag money. What y'all got? Isak Cruz, Brandon Figueroa. The fuck? Mark Magsayo. Fuck
Those
out
are
of here.
bankable fighters, man, to really play with.
Mario
Yeah.
Barrios, big Aztec energy.
What about Big Rolo?
Big Rolo, yo. You know
He's
what I'm
not
saying?
even Aztec energy. He just passed.
Do they still got Stanionis?
No, I mean, like, personally, I don't think they do because Stanionis' fight don't got nothing to do with them. He got a fight coming up in Lithuania. It don't got nothing to do with them.
Damn.
And I'm pretty sure they not gonna show it on Amazon, guys. So like, it don't got nothing to do with them. So
Yeah.
it's like a lot of things are gonna change, but believe it or not, it's actually good. Like, I don't really care about Tank versus Jake Paul, but it does herald the end. This guy's crossing the street. Tank is crossing the street.
For real,
Oh
yeah.
shit! Pigs must be flying. This motherfucker's boxing off platform,
It's
and y'all
snowing
gonna
in
let
hell.
him? Wow. Pigs must be flying, bro.
I mean,
it's a good thing.
it's a gay pride parade, so both sides of the street are the same. So whatever. Fuck it.
Yeah, I mean, shit, but it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. So shit is gonna. The other thing is the kids that are coming through, the American ones, I should say. Let's focus on that. They're not like Ryan. Abdullah Mason is not like Ryan or Jervonta Davis.
Nope.
Shushu Carrington is not like Jervonta or Ryan Garcia. Like, we got a good crop of kids coming through, and I think things are gonna normalize because, as repetitive as it is, it cannot be understated that the PBC is responsible for everything that's wrong with the American boxing scene. It just takes a long time to explain. In the last 10 years, they have blocked a lot of major fights that would have stimulated this, even in-house ones that would have stimulated the boxing economy. I can't stress this enough that the time to do Spence and Crawford was 2019. It would have been bigger then. You could tell by the internet metrics. The big one that you blocked that I really think hurt American boxing was Wilder and Joshua.
No
That's
doubt.
Oh yeah, that would have been a huge fucking transatlantic fight.
I'm telling that would have been a monster. You didn't let it happen, and then there are all the smaller ones in between. And why do broadcasters end up leaving? Why are things this way? Why does boxing seem like a risky investment to broadcasters in America? Because it's so fragmented. Who made it fragmented? You did, with your side of the street bullshit. Bob was willing to work. Bob was willing to work with you. He did on Fury versus Wilder. He worked with Golden Boy on Linares versus Loma. Bob was willing to work with y'all. And to an extent, Golden Boy was too. Y'all was the motherfuckers that didn't want to do nothing. So every fight that an American boxing fan is interested in, they're literally not getting it. You got Brits over there happy as a fucking fox. Ted Cheeseman versus Anthony Fowler. They happy as shit over. Hey, they getting what they want. Americans would not get. We didn't. This don't register to a lot of people that we didn't want Fury versus Wilder. We didn't ask for that. We wanted AJ versus Wilder. That's what we wanted. Y'all gave us this shit and turned that shit into 3 fights. Did people buy it? Yeah, but it flopped. What are you not understanding? It flopped. It sold 800,000. To break even, it needed to sell 1.1 million. What does that mean? The people above Stephan, I said it then, the people above Stephan, no, not Stephan, the people at Fox, Bill Wenger, seeing that shit like, yo, yeah, we got to get out of boxing. We can't keep spending money on this. We paid them what? And we didn't get our money? Yeah, we getting out of here.
It's a money pit.
It's a money pit. You not gonna make no money with them, dog. You not.
Yeah. Yeah, because people look, 10 years ago I was under the impression that Heyman and the backers of PBC were like really trying to bring boxing back to American homes and shit. But they just it was a quick what that was a pump and dump. They got to make money as much as possible before the end came near.
The problem was the bones of it. How did Al Heyman get 200 fighters to leave Golden Boy? He promised them big money.
Yeah.
His idea wouldn't have been if spending would have been mitigated responsibly, it could have worked. It could have worked if you weren't overpaying. But you had to overpay to get them to leave Golden Boy. So you got Danny Garcia making 1.5 and 2 for some bitch ass bum ass fights. That's it. You got Leo
Filler fights, bro. They overspend
right?
on that shit.
You got Leo St. Why is a featherweight making 1.5 million? Can somebody explain that to me?
Damn,
that was fucking plausible.
I heard that shit.
Fucking nasty bitch.
I'm not trying to hate on nobody, but you got to understand that featherweights traditionally don't make that kind of money, 1.5 million. They really don't be making that kind of money like that unless you were for real draw. So you had Leo getting out there 1.5 at a time for a fucking featherweight. Yo, I hope he sell. And Leo wasn't never no draw like that. He wasn't. He was never a draw like that. To where you should be paying 122 or 126 pound fighter 1.5 for what, bro? Fuck is he fighting? The spending was out of control. To make a long story short, it was doomed to fail from the very beginning because you promised them huge money and you paid them huge money. But that was the only way you got them to leave Golden Boy. Why did so many of them leave? Because Al said, yo, we got this Waddle and Reed money. Y'all about to get pizzade. Long story short, if you could have controlled the spending, it could have worked. Where, let's say you got two guys in there, you got two guys in there, 700,000 between them, right? 700,000. Nah, he getting one, and he's getting two, and they getting three. Like, nah, this not sustainable, bro. You burned through all that money, and you didn't deliver no metrics, which is the worst part. That it wouldn't have been so bad if you actually delivered the metrics, but you didn't. Remember the first couple of fights PBC did? Yeah, what? Garcia Salka. Garcia Herrera, these are not big fights. Thurman versus Diaz. Thurman versus Soto Caras.
That's where careers go to die.
Trying to tell you, dog, like they were doomed to fail from the beginning. And if you think about it, they're the youngest. They were and still are, at least in America, the youngest promotional outfit. Golden Boy was out many years before them. And Top Rank was out many years before them. You came and went faster than everybody. You were always doomed to fail because this is not sustainable. You burned out quickly. If you think of the story of the PBC, you're talking about at the very most 10, 12 years. It hadn't been that long. Top Rank's got 50 in the game. Matchroom been here. Queensbury
PBC started,
been here.
Yep. You on point. They started in 2015, fam. 2015. Yeah. They done been kicked off of 8 networks so far in less than 10 years. Top Rank's last deal with ESPN, and they started in 1973. Their last fucking deal lasted 8 fucking years.
Damn near a decade, bro.
Damn
near. Telling you, they the River Phoenix of boxing. Yo ass came and went, bro. Saying like you. I was gonna say Kurt Cobain, but nah, I like Kurt, so I can't say that.
I couldn't even compare it to that shit. You remember those restaurants? Like you had a Taco Bell, a KFC, and a Pizza Hut all in the same spot?
Them shits. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a fucking food court. Like
hey, look,
bro.
Mirage is in the comments, bro. Look, hey, Mirage talking about Top Rank. Mirage, Top Rank just inked the new network deal. What are you talking about? They're not dead.
Yeah, they did.
Mirage, hold on. You a white dude from Australia and you're dick riding PBC? Oh my god,
dude, it ain't even that. Like y'all gotta stop. I told y'all, like, why is y'all? Unless that motherfucker pay me to read his bullshit, why are y'all reading his bullshit?
Because I like to make fun of him.
It's funny, bro.
Stop. No. Unless if you want to read his shit on IBFP, you could do that. Here, he has to pay.
Got you,
I
fam.
can't see you.
I got you, fam. I got you, fam.
Got you.
Say less.
Yeah.
Say less, Jules. I got you, fam. I got
That
you.
motherfucker got to pay. Like, no, I don't just be talking to stupid motherfuckers.
You right.
You got to pay. You got to pay me.
All right. Yeah. Fuck Mirage. Fuck Mirage.
Shout out to LC's, a PBC poor and broke community. They basically, speaking of them shits, I fucked this fat bitch from over there. Oh my God, I had so many memories. I worked at I was really young. I worked at what was it? It was a Krispy Kreme, I think, of Roy Rogers. And
oh my God, Roy Rogers, bro. When that shit was on 32nd Street.
I worked at the one in Grand Central. I worked at one. I worked at one in Grand Central. I fucked this fat bitch. Oh my God, that pussy was amazing. Oh my God, it took me back. I forgot that I worked in one of the. I forgot I worked in that shit, bro. Like that was such a long time ago, but yeah, like that they can't. Like their story is basically y'all some burnouts. You know, you started off kind of okay, but it didn't take long before things start to go bad, and they stayed bad. Like, bro, they didn't get better. I mean, look at y'all now. Y'all be lucky if y'all do 5 shows before this year over. 5 or 6. Y'all be lucky. Only did 5 last year. I don't even know if it's gonna be 5. Like Manny said he want to come back.
Do you remember the PBC Gala in Cipriani?
Yeah, bro, when they had
that was Waddle and Reed.
That was the Waddle and Reed money. This motherfucker's ordering pasta. He getting meatballs, rigatoni, chicken palm.
They all standing there with their made up belts and shit, their trinket titles.
They they tried to do like some mob shit, but look, that's the other thing that happens when you gotta wanna be. Because I maintain this. Maybe Al was a great manager. You know, I could see that. Maybe he's good at getting his guy a deal. I could see that. But as a promoter, you just very obvious. You didn't know what the fuck you're doing. Because the other thing is the whole time you're on Showtime, you're on Fox, right? And shout out to Quentin because he pointed it out. Y'all didn't sign no new young fighters.
No. Hey, sorry to interrupt, Jules, but I gotta slide out. But fuck Mirage.
Fuck Mirage. Ignacio, what it do, bro?
What up?
Ain't shit. And yeah, like the dude doesn't know the dude never knew what he was doing. So when you really think about them, they are a very small moment in the story of boxing, because obviously boxing's been around for years and years and years. If you think about the story of the PBC, it's actually a very short story. It's a very short story.
Yeah.
It's really just the last 10 years. And who knows if they're like, I don't know that they'll still be around next year. I literally don't know. Somebody told me the Amazon deal is up this year. It's up this year, and then next year, yes, that's a wrap for that. I don't know what they would do after that.
The Amazon deal was year by year. It was only a 1 year at a time contract.
I heard somebody
told
it was
a multi-year.
So I heard it was a multi-year.
No, that's what they try to propose.
I heard that this is the last year of that deal, and it's like, well, yeah, I could see that. Like y'all had, a year and a half to show them something. Y'all
you know what that means, Jules? That means that they had a conditions-based contract. That the writing's on the wall. Like, come on, man.
All that shit, like the whole time that y'all been there. What is the biggest PBC event of the last, I don't know, year and a half?
The Canelo fights.
Canelo.
The Canelo fights.
Okay.
Oh, he left.
Well, but he was on borrowed time.
So
wait a minute, aren't they all condition-based contracts? I mean,
no, but I mean with the network.
No,
is what I'm saying. No.
Benavidez Morel Jules was the biggest PBC event.
Yeah, was Canelo even with them last year? Was he?
Nope.
He wasn't with them last year.
I thought the Berlanga fight was his last PBC fight.
Yeah, no, that was the Munguia fight.
Munguia and then Berlanga.
I think they shared that, didn't they? They shared that on the zone.
Because it was Charlo in like October of 2023. Then it was Munguia in May 2024. Then 2020 in the same year, September, it was Berlanga, and that's it.
But I mean, the point remains the same. At the end of the day, they haven't had an actual big event since Canelo. That's
no, yeah. I mean, and the main thing is, let's just, because I'm getting fucking old. Even I wouldn't call, like, that was a good number, 800,000, because it's 800,000 with fucking Berlanga. It's like, yo, nobody even wants you to fight this guy, and you still sold a bunch of pay-per-views. So it's a flex, but in a very general sense, it doesn't even matter because he's not with you anymore. He's not with you anymore, dog. And really,
I mean,
is a Canelo fight a peep? No, a Canelo fight is a Canelo fight. That shit don't even count. That's his shit. A Canelo
So I guess
fight is
I guess that all boils down to the fucking Pac-Man and Barrios fight. Then I guess
that must have been the biggest one.
That's what I'm saying.
So you haven't provided them any incentive at all to keep fucking with you. You know, that I don't know. In a nutshell, I don't know if a year from now they'll still be here. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm saying it like I say, normal shit. The way they going, I would be surprised if they're still in boxing next year. I would.
Nah, they're fucking cockroaches, Jules. They'll find a way to survive.
I just don't know how, Jason. Like, it's bad. Like, you got to understand that, yo, it is bad right now. You understand? 2 of their flagship fighters, bro. What? Why would any broadcaster want to give the PBC a deal?
I don't know, man. Cockroaches can live off a spot of grease for a month, so they may have that kind of talent. You just never know.
I never know, man. I'm gonna go fucking take a shit. I'll be right back.
Yeah, but I do remember Julius saying something like that 1 year ago. So it's not like the PBC is going to stay for like 10 more years. I don't think so. But
Well, you know that the sign of the apocalypse is fucking Turkey. I mean, Benavidez finally accepting Turkey money. So you know they're in fucking trouble now.
Yo, Clavo, hit up the private chat. I asked you a couple questions. You didn't see them, man.
Oh, my bad. I haven't even gone in there. My bad.
It's all good.
Is Benavidez going with Turkey a recession indicator?
I think so, Leo, because it sounds like Al ain't got shit for him. I mean, why would you take a fight against Anthony Yard if your promoter had something for you?
You know, Canelo
Is
did
Ben Davis
point it out.
being a
Like,
good trainer a recession indicator?
yo, Canelo did point it out that, well, kind of like he low-key mentioned that he wants to get overpaid to fight Benavidez. So that's what I'm thinking, that he's probably signing with Turkey, because if he would have, you know, they would have done the fight under the PBC banner, it wouldn't have been that much money to gain from that. You know?
Well, no, Canelo would have got his guarantee no matter what. The one that wouldn't have gotten paid would have been Benavidez. He would have been bitching and moaning about why he didn't get paid.
Yeah.
So I could definitely see that angle for sure, and that, like, oh, well, if I sign with Turkey, now he'll get this motherfucker to fight me, and I'll get overpaid for taking the fight.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see that for sure. I mean, because if fucking Berlanga got 9 or 10 million, like some people were reporting, you know Benavidez is going to want fucking way more money than that. He's going to want 12 to 15.
Yeah, but I still insist that fight didn't happen because of Samson. Because Samson, I think Samson got instructed to make that fight under the PBC banner no matter what. So in order to do that, to secure the fight for the PBC, he could not make the WBC enforce its mandatory position. Because if you do that, you're going to get the fight, but you don't secure the venue. You don't secure the promotional banner under it.
I think two shoes needed to drop. It was one, secure the mandatory position, and 2, re-sign Canelo, which they didn't do. Neither of those 2 they couldn't accomplish.
So that's why Samson was being unreasonable with Eddie Hearn talking about TV rights for the PBC. For like, dude, Eddie Hearn Matchroom was going to pay for the show. So why are you asking? So you're being unreasonable on purpose because you didn't want to make that fight under the Matchroom banner.
Yeah,
because
they just wanted to put up roadblocks to not make the fight.
Yeah.
But now that, old Ecuadorian Sasquatches with Turkey, now they're going to probably want to try to get the fight done.
Yeah, I mean, I did hear Turkey said that I'm going to try to convince Canelo to take that fight, which I think it can happen.
I don't think Benavidez can make the fucking weight.
Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be like a 170, 168. It could be a catch weight. and he'll
But
probably
why
take
Canelo
it.
will why Canelo will accept that kind of terms?
Because Turkey is going to probably offer him like 70 or 80 million to take the fight, Leo. I guarantee you that's what he's going to fucking throw at him. He's going to throw some outrageous number that it's going to be too hard for him to turn down.
Also,
like that's the only reason why Canelo would take that fight is the number would just be so outrageous that you can't say no.
Also, why are we talking about this shit? Hang on. Why are we talking about this shit like Benavidez isn't going to get some kind of weight loss head or whatever, and people are just going to look the other way? Like, we know how.
Jason, he's been getting the memo shakes. We've been saying that. I mean, there's no way a dude who walks around. There's no way a dude who. Yeah, I know. There's no way a dude that walks around at 230 or 240 like his fat ass does miraculously manages to make 175 in 3 months. That's crazy.
Yeah, he needs help doing that shit.
Yep. Like that motherfucker never stays in shape in between fights. Like instead of him trying to walk around at 200 or 210, where it would be a lot easier to cut weight, he just blows the fuck up in between fights every time.
Yeah, so like the weight won't be an issue for him. He'll make the weight if he wants to.
Yeah, he'll make the weight, then he'll blow up to like over 200
keeps farting on the mic.
That's a balloon. Nobody's farting on that one. Someone farted earlier.
That's must be undefeated.
Yeah,
that's man. I got blamed for that shit, bro.
It's in damn burritos I had for lunch.
I'd rather listen to the Pink Panther music again. That shit was pretty funny.
How come no one in this panel is strumming the guitar? Remember you hear that shit?
I mean, far away. I would always hear it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I would always, and I could tell what kind of guitar that is and what kind of music they play because I play it myself. I just don't really say nothing, but I haven't heard them in a while.
Well, that just goes to show you never know what you're going to hear on these lives, man. You never know. We've had some crazy stuff on this live. Like the time everybody like started arguing and yelling and it went into chaos and then someone started playing circus music in the middle of it.
I kind of remember that, yeah.
That shit was funny, man.
That reminds me of the fucking the episode of The Simpsons where Homer goes to clown college. Like fucking all he hears is clown music in the background.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a fire accident and all he sees is clowns partying.
Yeah, all kinds of clowns just rolling and shit.
And there's actually his co-workers on fire.
Yeah.
What's good, man? Jules smoking a cigarette and shit.
Taking a shit.
Nice. He's probably smoking a cigarette while he's taking a shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, there you go.
Anyone want to guess what color his log is?
Whoa.
No, that's TMI.
All right, look, bro. Here's where you're tripping, bro.
Why would you want to wonder about that?
Yeah, I know.
I'm more focused on consistency.
There's nothing to talk about. Boxing is
are you trying to see how healthy he is?
Yeah, I mean consistency is what it
trying
matters.
to see how healthy the man is.
Wait, there's one decent fight this weekend. Fucking that Ioannis is fighting the German dude. Fuck, how do you say his name?
Yeah, but that shit gonna be like what, 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Wednesday when everybody at work, bro?
No, it's Saturday.
I ain't even done yet. The Queens of Boxing Talk, they didn't like the little AI joint I made of Tank.
Oh, really?
Ellie having a smooch.
Okay.
So the Queens, yo, check it out.
Okay.
The Queens of Boxing Talk said, I'm not even being funny when I say this. Y'all willing to let trolling get you sued? You gonna get sued for AI? All right. Right. Second, now here's the funny part. Secondly, while y'all making this, you didn't stop and say this is kind of gay. Maybe I shouldn't. Hey, fucking genius. Tank is kind of fucking gay. You've been living under
That's the whole joke.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Gay.
That's facts.
Bro, he's
probably touching himself to that shit.
Maybe in your hood, maybe where you from, it's normal for a bunch of guys to get together, drink, and start hugging up on each other and blowing kisses at each other. Maybe that's what they do where you live. Maybe that's normal for you. But the rest of the world think that shit kind of gay. It's kind of gay.
I guess the purses, painting his fingernails, and twerking wasn't enough to convince him, huh?
Basically, right? Dancing in your kitchen, winding your hips. What you think that's what men do? Maybe that's what the men in your life do. Is what I think. You know, like because they keep saying Tank do it for the culture. Well, maybe that's normal in your culture for a guy to do shit like that. But to the rest of the world, that shit kind of gay.
I mean, yeah, there's a culture in Afghanistan or in Persian fucking territories where men fuck little boys and it's accepted. So what are we talking about? Like, come on.
You know, like the cognitive, and this is why I say Tank fans irritate me more than Tank, because like y'all know that dude is gay. Yo, queens of whatever, y'all know that dude gay. Y'all know that
he's
shit.
The Odell Beckham Jr. 2.0, bro. Like the writing's on the wall. Like, come on.
Y'all know that dude is a whole fruit, but y'all act like y'all don't. Y'all act like y'all don't see it. Y'all act like y'all don't see it, but then get mad when the other people in the world don't play that game with you. No, we can see that dude. Like when he's talking to that white boy. Remember he was talking to that white boy? His toes. He's playing. Like what is happening? Like why, bro? That dude is that dude is hella gay, dog. Like if that bothers you, oh well, but. I ain't show nothing. Shut the fuck up. I ain't show nothing in that AI. I ain't show nothing in that AI that Broner and Jervonta didn't show your ass 3-4 years ago.
Let's go. Let's go.
No, Queens of Boxing sitting there going, didn't you stop to think that's kind of gay? I'm just immediately thinking of the Simpsons German dude. That's the joke.
Yo, and here's the best part.
You know what the joke is? That he did that in real life. That's the fucking like, bro. He did that. What the fuck is wrong with this bitch?
But here's the best part, Jules. Here's my favorite part about all of this shit, bro. It's fucking entertains me, and I love so much. Those are the same people that scream equality, freedom of rights, freedom of expression. So you can express your pro-gay, but we're not allowed to express we're anti-gay. Suck my fucking dick if you're a chick and not a dude. That's all I gotta say, bro.
No, the shit that bothers me is the ignorant shit. Like I said. That video that I posted to you just now, Queens of whatever, that shit old. That shit been out. Everybody seen that. Cause you want to act dumb. You want to act dumb like you didn't see it. Like, oh, this is the first I heard that Jervonta. Nah, play that fucking game by yourself. Yo, that's kind of gay. Yeah, your boy is kind of gay, but you like him anyway. You just don't like me saying that shit. That motherfucker's a whole fruit, bro. He paint his nails. He wear purses. He hugged up on what? Tell me how many beers you gotta have before you start hugging up on your.
I mean, has it not hit them yet? Like, come on.
How many? Bro, every post he makes
normal.
Every post he makes where he's at his own place. Look at the background, bro. He got stuffed animals, plushies, fucking Japanese anime toys.
This shit is
like, bro, what the fuck?
Other shit could be explained. Look, he's probably in his kid's room, shit like that, right?
I don't know.
You know what? You know what can't be explained? You know what? Like, nah, you don't drink 5 beers and start putting dicks in your ass. That don't happen.
You know what I mean?
If it looks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, and is a duck, it's probably gay. Like, come on now.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. If y'all listening, if not, I'll clip it and I'll quote tweet it and send it to you. Y'all need to grow the fuck up. You think for some reason you think you could gatekeep what people say on the internet? Nobody checking for your ass like that. You won't see me commenting on shit that the Queens of Boxing Talk say, but for some reason you think you could gatekeep me because he's a fruitcake. He been a fruitcake. You just trying to ignore it. Well, don't expect me to do that. That dude is a fruitcake.
And you know what else, Jules? You've called a lot of people out. They had no problem with you until it came to Tank.
Yeah.
Jules called him a whole dull fruit cup.
That dude is a fucking fruit cocktail. And you ignore that shit. You could Queens of Boxing Talk. Tell you what, you could ignore that shit because y'all queens. Ignore that shit in your own kingdom. Don't fucking dictate to me what the fuck I could say or what the fuck I could do. That dude bit before I posted that fucking AI bullshit. Him and Broner hugged up in a club, blowing kisses at each other. What about that is not gay? Is what I want to know. Was you under a rock? Did you not see that shit? Stop defending these fruity ass dudes, B.
They didn't see that video of him in his house booty popping. I mean, come on.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how many more? Like. I ain't even gonna say what I was gonna say. Like, what the fuck is it gonna take, man? What is it gonna take for you to realize that dude is a fruitcake, dog? Men, I'm be real there. Yeah, straight. It's a lot of shit. Straight men know that though. It's a lot of shit a straight guy won't do. It's a lot of shit. A straight guy. It's a lot of shit a straight guy won't do. A lot of shit that Jervonta do. So I mean, you know, it is what it is. But as far as there's worse shit on the internet than saying that Ellie Seckback sucks a lot of dick. I think like, yeah, there's worse shit. Everybody in boxing know that dude suck a lot of dick.
Yeah, like Ellie Seckback's posts. That's worse.
You know what I'm saying? It's worse shit on the internet than that. saying that Ellie suck a lot of dick, I think is pretty tame by Twitter standards. You know, I think that's pretty like that's a scientific fact.
That was fucking school banter when we were kids, Jules. Like, what the fuck?
She said somebody gonna get sued. I'm like, bro, if people got sued off of AIs, bro, a lot of people would be sued, but a lot of people ain't. I'm just saying.
Exactly.
Misael said, will Tank make more money to lose the exhibition? Well, that's the thing about an exhibition. Nobody wins and nobody loses. The real question is, and I said this earlier before Ignacio got here, is you don't fight Jake Paul because you want a serious fight. I don't think he's gonna have a serious camp. We know he's not gonna walk in 135, 140, right? We know that he's probably gonna come in 160, fat and flabby. In other words, I'm not expecting Jervonta to even have a camp, like a real camp, because this is not a real fight. Not to him. That's the only reason you picked it, because it's not a real fight. So I wouldn't be surprised if he looked bad in this exhibition. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, because you didn't pick this. This is not a real fight. You're not gonna train for it like it's a real fight.
Jules, he's gonna look like James the Grim Reaper Roper. He's gonna have a pot belly and shit.
You know what I'm saying? You talking about I know you talking about Damon Wayans.
Yeah.
Like,
when he didn't train for that shit.
Like, dog, like you don't pick Jake Paul because you looking for a serious fight. So I hardly expect that you about to have a serious camp and really go in the lab. Like, nah, it's an exhibition. You gonna go in there fat, and you never know. Jake is a troll. Jake is here to troll boxing as a sport. That's what he do. So he might make Jervonta look bad. He's 5'5", weighing 160. You're gonna be slow. Jake is what, 6 feet, 6'1", 190. Yeah, you might look like shit in that fight. He might look like shit in that exhibition, I should say, because it's not a fight. And y'all perfectly okay with all these shenanigans and all this bullshit. Y'all gotta go. You queens of boxing talk. Y'all don't even need to cover boxing. If you defending all this sucker shit, you don't need to cover boxing. Cover MMA. Cover WNBA. Boxing don't need that.
I was about to say that's probably the same page defending the pay scale in WNBA. Sit the fuck down.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro, Jules, that group of broads has been around since the PBC was formed. So that tells you who they defend.
Bro, look, I know who the fuck they are. That's why I said that. I know who they are. And it's like, y'all, what's wrong with boxing? Y'all see this fucking clown doing this bullshit. You won't roast him for it. You won't hold him to no standard. And you know, content creators are basically the media of boxing now, because serious journalists are covering serious sports. MLB, NBA, what have you. Boxing is an unserious sport because of y'all. How hard is it to say you should be fighting Shakur? You should be fighting Lamont. Now we're not going to support this shit. Y'all go with it. Y'all go with it. So, you know, it is what it is.
Could you imagine if a Latin fighter or an Eastern European fighter?
We would never listen. We got standards. We would never go for that.
No, exactly. No, what I'm saying is from their side. Can you imagine what they would be saying about an English, Eastern European or Latin fighter if they were moving the same way Tank was moving?
The worst part is that I don't have to imagine it, because when they thought that Canelo was about to do that, yo, they was all roast. They was killing him on Twitter, on boxing. When they thought, Canelo literally said, "Nah, I ain't doing that dumb shit," right? And they still attacking him. But it's okay for Jervonta, right? Because of the fucking culture, right? because of that bullshit.
And you know what? Here's the best part.
Face,
Here's the best part. If Canelo did do something like that, he's one of the people we wouldn't care. His Hall of Fame status is solidified. He's gave us everything we care to see. Like at this point, everything he does is extra for a real boxing fan. You know what I mean? Like we don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but the thing is, the main thing is that Canelo had the same opportunity to go to the circus for a big bag because you know it's Canelo. They got to give him a big bag. He had that same opportunity. He got standards. What I notice about you is you don't. You never have no fucking standards. It's all clown shit, and you want everybody to be a part of your clown shit. Fuck out of here.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying? It's all clown shit.
Hey, Jules, really quick. On a serious note, like I'm kind of tired of listening to them fucking broads. Marco Verde is on the off TV part of the undercard for Canelo and Crawford. His fight is listed at super middleweight. Isn't he a fucking welterweight or junior middleweight?
No, he was 160 last time he fought. He's only moving up one weight class.
He debuted as a middleweight?
No, I don't know about debut, but I remember his last fight was 160, if I'm not mistaken. We could check BoxRec. We could look at it. But yeah, that don't sound crazy. Marco Verde.
I mean, that's not really a bad thing. Like, even if his next fight is at super middleweight, remember it's the beginning. Usually fighters fluctuate in the beginning. Like Spence started off at junior middle, but eventually he went down to welter. Michaela Mayer started off at lightweight, but eventually went down to super feather. So even if the next one, because I think that's his second fight, right? That's his second fight. Yeah, he'll probably go back down the middle. I would think he'll probably go back down the middle. But right now, you know, it's the beginning. He's just doing what he do. That's the YouTube portion of the card too. That's not the main card. That's
Yeah. Well, that's what I said. I said the off TV off TV undercard.
Yeah, he was welter in the amateurs, but I thought he came in at 154 or 160 in the pros. I'm looking right now. Let me see. Hold up. That's a good question, bro.
And then Steve Nelson moved up to light heavyweight.
I'm saying that's an old motherfucker. Steve Nelson, that's an old. He could do that. Like shit. Super middle to light heavy is not that big a jump. It's not that big, especially for a dude his age in his mid 30s. Like 168. And you what? How old is he? 35, 36?
I think he's right around Crawford's age, isn't he?
Yeah, like he need to go to light heavyweight. Like, yeah, you go up there, dog. Go up there, do your thing. You know, it's gonna be hard up there because he's not a big guy. He wasn't a big. He wasn't a big super middleweight, Steven Nelson.
Nah.
He's kind of pocket size, so it's like, yeah, it's gonna be rough up there for you at light heavyweight. But hey, do your thing, man. Do your thing. Remember when James Toney got tired of Ellie Brokeback and Roach? Yeah, I remember that. That's what I'm talking about. Like, yo, that dude, everybody in boxing know that dude suck wild fucking dick. Everybody know that. Me saying it ain't nothing new.
Yeah, I know James Toney's exact quote. You a duck sticker.
Yo, come on, man.
Slot and Counter asks, so the undercard goes from Thursday. Yeah, that's what Turkey said. That's what the articles say. It's gonna be 3 days of boxing. Motherfucking Michael Hunter not gonna fight Jarrell Miller after all because of Don King. I heard that.
No, Michael Hunter not getting into a fight. Oh, surprise.
Exactly right. That dude career has been stalled for years. So I mean, it's not that heartbreaking.
Yeah, he did it himself.
Yeah, who signs Don fucking King, dog? In 2025.
That's like somebody signing to the PBC.
I think that's worse. That's
worse. At least the PBC will get you a fight and overpay you.
Yeah. You signed to Don King. Have you not heard the stories? What the fuck was you thinking? I know he mad than a bitch too. You was about to get paid, dog. He mad. I know he mad. What can you do?
How the fuck does anyone hear the story of Mike Tyson and ever think signing with Don King is a good idea? What, you're the bitch that he's gonna treat right? The fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, exactly. Like the craziest shit ever as far as Don King was they did a documentary on Chavez Sr. Years ago, Jules, and in the documentary they said some shit that I was like, wow, but then at the same time I could believe it. They were talking about Bob Arum paid Chavez Sr. More in the first De La Hoya fight than he ever made fighting under Don King.
I could believe that.
I was like, God damn, that's crazy that he spent all that time there and Don King never paid him what Bob Arum paid him for one fight.
I mean, I could believe that. I could believe that. Shout out to Don who just joined us. I'm sure you heard the good news.
Well, which one? I heard Chavez is officially a cartel member and fucking.
Oh yeah, I heard that shit too. I heard he about to do some time. He's
gonna do some time, and they're making an example of him. They didn't have to do that. They did not.
I was gonna say that like because he's well known, he can't get the perks. If he's connected to the cartel, he can't get the perks. Too many people know him. They got to throw the book at him.
Yep. They got to throw the book at him. They got to make an example of him. And you know what that means? They're gonna let the real motherfuckers just do what they're gonna do.
Yeah, make an example.
But they were already doing that shit. Like fucking.
Yeah, but it's like it's so stupid. Like why? Like leave them alone.
Yeah, like they look like hypocrites. That's why I don't take that shit seriously because you let fucking Chapo's kids. I mean, El Chapo's kids become fucking rats and come to the U.S. and go into witness protection, but you're gonna prosecute Chavez Jr. Get the fuck out of here!
No, guys.
The shit is. Hold on. The shit is that it's Mexico prosecuting him. It's not. It's not the United States. It's Mexico.
You know what?
Hey, I know, but what I'm saying.
I got the Marco Verde shit. I got the Marco Verde shit. If you want to hear it.
But Jules, none of the stuff is gonna change unless it changes from us. Like, I don't know if you ever read the Ed Calderon's book, but he was the ex-federale and DEA agent, and he talked about this. He talked about it at length, like all his years in the federale and the DEA. He said that the only change that's going to come from cleaning up the cartels and the mess and the trafficking is going to come from the U.S. Like you're telling me the biggest military in the world cannot secure a border? That is complete and utter dog shit.
I would say the reason that it has to be us, it's a taboo subject.
Yeah.
But the reason that it has to be us is because the Mexican government is I would go as far as saying is they're in bed with the cartel.
Oh yeah, that's correct.
I mean, like they're
100% compromised.
Yeah,
like they're not going to get. That's why you make an example out of Chavez so that you can, you have to make an
look like somebody.
Yeah, so you can look like you're doing something, but underneath it, I don't think the government, I don't think the Mexican government, honestly, I don't think they can handle that problem.
I'm going to defend the Mexican government. Hang on. I'm going to defend the Mexican government here a little bit because Chavez deserves to do hard time. Brother, I'm talking. Chavez deserves to do hard time for what he did, that huge crime, that fucking Jake Paul fight. That deserves hard.
I knew Jake was coming strong. Let's go, bro. Let's go.
Oh shit.
Okay, so this is the best thing. Like one of the trainers at the gym came up to me and says, "Hey," because we always watch the fights at his house, and he likes the clown show. He loves the Jake Paul stuff because he just likes people kind of having people over his place. So of course he's like, "Hey, you're coming over to the house for the Davis and Jake Paul fight." And it's like, and he said, he shouldn't fight that guy, that Roach guy. He didn't even know who Roach is, really. So he shouldn't really fight that Roach guy. I think he'd lose that fight. I think it's smart of him to get the money and then leave.
Yeah. So basically, a casual could see what it is. They're like, you fight Roach, basically. You lose, bro.
He's a trainer, but he doesn't watch today's boxing.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't watch today's. No, but he does not watch today's boxing. He only watches like the big spectacles. Like the Canelo fight or the Tyson Fury fight.
But he can read the room. They're like, you fight, and that's what I've maintained throughout that.
Right away, he was like, he's not gonna beat that kid.
He's not gonna beat that dude. That's what I've been saying. Like, you don't beat that dude. You never been in that situation before. That kid you don't got the fortitude. You don't got the mentality. Like, bruh.
That kid took his best punches and kept and threw back. And he's just like that. You know what? That guy is not meant for him.
I mean, really, no guy's meant for Jervonta at the end of the day. Like, for me, it's just confirmation of what I thought. Because look, I don't want to shit on Lamont, but real is real. That's not, bro. Look, Keyshawn knocks out Lamont. I would take that bet. Abdullah knocks out Lamont. I would take that bet. At 140, Gary Antoine Russell runs through him. Matias runs through him. Teofimo, this guy, and I don't say this to be fucked up, but it's just be real, dog. Lamont loses to a lot. He loses to a lot of guys. So Jervonta, if you can't handle him, what does that say about you?
Fuck, Floyd still could probably knock him out.
It's not cap. Jamel Herring beat him years ago, and it wasn't even that hard, and he knocked him down. It wasn't, and he ain't have to go through hell and back in that fight. So for Jervonta to have the reputation that he has, and for us to be here at this point, yeah, it's confirmation of what I thought, dog. You are,
but I mean,
singly one of the biggest hype jobs I've ever seen.
Bro, you're the face of boxing. Why would you have to fight standing world champions in your weight class? That's crazy.
Yeah,
what?
That's
nuts, right?
God forbid.
It's a fucking joke, and but you know, then he went on to my buddy at the gym went on to say, but that's a lot of today's fighters. They don't like to fight anybody. That's a lot of them. They've gotten used to this thing, and I've stopped watching boxing and. It's been kind of like he watches only the main ones, like the big ones, and that's it. Like he doesn't.
Well, I would say, once again, that's a uniquely American problem, isn't it?
Yeah,
it
is.
We're only talking about American fighters that don't want to fight anybody and don't want to do anything. We're not talking about Brits or Japanese fighters. We're talking about Americans. That's why, and that's why American boxing's in the crapper.
Yeah, it's in the crapper, completely in the crapper.
Except maybe
anybody who says otherwise is just blowing smoke because it's not. It's just not where it should be.
You know, I hear people complaining about Jake Paul doing what he's doing in boxing, and it kind of reminds me of what this comedian Jim Norton used to say about Donald Trump when he got elected.
Norton is great, dude. He's the goat.
When Donald Trump got elected in 2016, and there was a huge uproar, you know, because of his antics, right? He basically said that Trump is just a naked version of what these politicians really want. And that's what I feel like Jake Paul is. It's like he's just a naked version of what these other boxers are doing, and just trying to, quote unquote, like game the system and cut corners in their careers. You know,
I feel that Jake Paul is, and that's what I started the show off with. That really, I can't get mad at him because he's a troll, but he's a troll who's doing everything that the boxers do. Oh, because the boxers don't try to fight opponents that are past their prime. Yes, they do. Oh, because the boxers, they don't bring up smaller guys that they know they're bigger than to fight. No, they do. Everything you could criticize Jake Paul for, you could criticize Jervonta for, because through some mode or method, he has done that. You didn't want to fight Vasyl Lomachenko till he was about to retire. A lot of the guys you fought are guys you brought up. Lamont Roach is a guy you brought up. Hector Luis Garcia is a guy you brought up. Jesus Cuellar is a guy you brought up. Hugo Ruiz is a guy you brought up. Anything Jake Paul is doing, you've done before. He just goes to the extreme, right? It is more extreme with him. It's more obvious because he's a fucking troll.
Exactly.
He's a troll. But it is a mirror for boxing as a sport because, and I said this at the beginning of the show, if boxing didn't want Jake Paul around, he wouldn't be around. But y'all willing to sell y'all sell yourselves to that guy. Y'all want to fight him, or y'all want to fight on his undercard, and you want to get in good with him, and you got young fighters that are signing to him. So miss me with the Jake Paul is the bad guy. If he's the bad guy, then I guess you're the bad guys too, because y'all doing the same shit.
I mean, think about it this way. He comes out of nowhere and is a promoter all of a sudden, and they're cozying up with him and letting him, enabling him to be more of a promoter. Now, it's true. He's done some good stuff, but at the same time, he was no promoter, had experience in it before that. I mean,
I think he understands boxing than people. I think he understands boxing better than people give him credit for, to be honest with you. Because he is gaming the system. 5 years into the sport with no amateur background whatsoever, no real experience in this industry. He is literally making more money and bigger moves than the people that have been here. Never forget, he brought Netflix to boxing.
Right. And because of that, Jules, the WBC is granting him an official ranking.
It's not even. It's more like it's what I've been saying, that Of course, you could be annoyed by him because he is a troll, but I see that he's just a symptom of a bigger problem. Because if y'all didn't want him here, he wouldn't be here. If y'all didn't want him, how long did it take Mauricio to try to cozy up with him? How long? It didn't take long. WBA was about to give him a rank. WBA, y'all in a hurry to give him a rank so y'all could go to the party. You see what I mean? That if boxing really didn't want him here, he wouldn't be here. But because boxing sells his soul all the time, yeah, here. And you got fighters trying to sign to him. You got people trying to do business with him, right? Jervonta Davis supposed to be this highly esteemed, all this bullshit. You skipping out on a real fight for a fake one. And a lot of y'all are gonna let him. You don't want to criticize him. Oh, he about to get a bag.
And look what Jake's doing with MVP for women's boxing, bro. You gotta love that shit. I don't give a fuck who. If you're a real boxing fan, you gotta
like
appreciate
that shit. But my whole thing is people need to stop pretending boxing has standards, or at least American boxing has no standards, dog. And y'all you know, a lot of y'all in the media and a lot of people in the industry, y'all the reason for that. Now, American boxing don't got no motherfucking standards. Y'all acting like that Ryan Garcia fight was a big deal. Like that shit. Ryan didn't beat nobody. Ryan didn't do nothing. But y'all was talking about him beating Ryan. Y'all was talking about him beating Ryan like that was a big deal.
Like it was Floyd beating Oscar.
For real.
They don't like it. They don't like Jake Paul because he's a reflection of what they are, and ugly broads don't like looking in a mirror. That's just it.
Yep. For real. I mean, listen, like most people aren't like us, man, and there's others out there like us, but we can separate, like, yeah, what he does in the ring is bullshit, okay? But outside of the ring, the man is fucking, he's celebrating boxing. He's putting it out there. He's making it bigger. Look what he's doing MVP for the females. Like, the motherfucker's making good business moves. You could hate in the ring, and I agree. I don't like what he does in the ring. I don't like his matchups. I think they're trash. But outside of the ring, he makes boxing bigger. He's promoting the shit out of it. He's bringing attention to it. Can't be mad at that. I can separate that.
Okay, I'm more mad at the gatekeepers, what is supposed to be the gatekeepers of this industry. I'm more mad at them than Jake. You know, if you sleep with your door open, you're going to get robbed. But you got to get mad at a motherfucker that sleep with the door open. It's like, if this industry really respected itself, then yeah, he wouldn't be here. But y'all the reason he is, though. And you don't take accountability for that. Y'all should be all lambasting Jervonta Davis. The truth is, all the boxing media in one voice should be trashing this event, but they're not. They're not going to do that. You're ableists. You'll let him skip out on a rematch he's supposed to have. You'll let him from, I don't know, whatever bro. Like, y'all decided y'all never gonna say a bad word about him. Basically,
if Crawford or Canelo took that fight, it'd be over. They'd be getting trashed left and right.
Bro, you know, let me say this real quick. You know how the American media treats Jervonta Davis? You know how like football players, like high school or college? No, matter of fact, high school, yo.
Yeah,
exactly. Yo, they letting the fucking Down syndrome kid like score a touchdown. That's literally what that is. Untouched.
Yeah.
No, but okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember all these conversations with about Daniel Dubois about if he is a quitter, if he quit in the Usyk fight and the Joe's fight? Look, to me personally, I will never say that on any professional fight because that's kind of crazy. It's like more like a them thing. That's a professional boxer thing. That's something that concerns them. But I think that's the right attitude. Like they're scrutinizing Daniel because he didn't give it his all in his performance. That's the kind of right attitude that you need in the guys that they are covering the sport. But these other guys, the other side of the pond, I have to say, like every time they're fucked up, there's always an excuse for why they have been fucking up, why they're not doing their job. Always.
I would say that to the point that you made, the tough love, that's what the role of the media is supposed to be. You know, that's what the role of the media is supposed to be, that you're supposed to keep up the standard. But I would honestly say it's only American fighters we're talking about, because the British media let Daniel have it, as you stated. No, they let him have it. Even in this latest Usyk fight, there were people saying, no, he quit. Because when it was time to get up, he walked up to his corner like he was in his fucking living room. So they still maintained a standard, and that's why they're getting better boxing than we are on a more consistent basis, on a regular basis. They're still getting boxing for what it is. We get the circus because we're always making excuses for fighters as if they're war veterans. Like, no, you're not a municipal servant. You're not a soldier. You don't even do this shit for me or Undefeated or Alex or any. You do this for your bank account. So let's stop with the fucking altruism, okay? You're here to entertain. And this kid consistently does not give his audience what they want. Everybody knows it, but all these cocksuckers in the media are scared to say it.
Well, Jules, you said it earlier. If boxing had any self-respect, Jake Paul wouldn't be a thing. If boxing had any self-respect, they wouldn't even have to be worried about TKO coming into the business.
Exactly. Don't you see how nervous they get when someone new enters into the space?
Yeah.
They get fucking, they're biting. They don't want anybody new entering into the space because they're crabs in a bucket. They like shit being fucked up. There's a lot of parties to that shit.
They're very dependent on the status quo of boxing, which badly needs fucking updating.
That's another reason that this Ali Act talking point, it's sort of a smokescreen that, oh, Dana's going to come in and he's going to jerk the boxer. You don't care about that. You see boxers get jerked all the time. Are you fucking serious? Before Dana even sneezed in the direction of boxing, boxers were getting fucked over. And they were very vocal about it. So challenging or changing the Ali Act, yeah, bullshit, dog. What you don't want is somebody entering into the space with structure, with a status quo, because you thrive in the chaos and the bullshit. Well, I'm not even going to say thrive because a lot of y'all really ain't doing well. So thrive is not the word, but you feed off of that shit. You benefit from how fucked up and unstructured the sport is. The problem is it won't survive if we leave y'all to it. Like, yeah, American boxing won't survive. The broadcast networks, how many of them have pulled out now? DAZN is really the last one left at this time until Top Rank announces their deal. DAZN is the only one showing boxing.
Absolutely. They pretty much divested from the sport because, look, when they want to deal with a sport, they want the whole of it. They don't want a part of, because like boxing is the business landscape is too fragmented and dysfunctional to actually for them to give a fuck about it. Oh, we're gonna sign this promoter, exclusively, but the fans are worried about some other fighter that's fighting for another promotion who's on another platform. So what happens? Battle of the network stars somehow online, but they don't do it in the fucking ring because it's
The thing is that the way that it was, and the way that it should be, I should say, boxing is fragmented, and it kind of has to be because different promoters have different fighters, different stables, they make different deals. But the way that it should be in an ideal world is, listen, you got a guy, people want to see him fight. I got a guy, people want to see them fight, and you do the deal. And that's kind of how it was because there were always different promoters. There were always different promoters. But when it came time to do a fight, the most told story, Don King hated Bob Arum, but at the end of the day, when it was time to make a fight, they made a fight.
Yeah, you remember HBO Boxing. Was they exclusive to one promotional outlet?
No.
They did business a la carte, right?
Yep. And that so the basic idea is it's not even the fragmentation. I really blame the PBC for this because, dog, the biggest changes that I've ever seen to this sport happened in the last decade. What else happened in the last decade? They happened. It was normal before that. Everything was normal. If you wanted to, if there was a fight, think about it, Virtuoso. In the past, before the last, let's go back 15 years or 20 years. If you wanted to see a fight, if there was a fight on the ground that people were talking about and it's a big fight, you got it. You usually got it. Usually. One of the few fights that never happened was Bo versus Lewis, and that's why it was a big deal. It stood out that never happened. But that was rare, bro. Whereas now, no, that's the industry standard now. If you want it, you probably won't get it. If you want it.
Yeah, but look.
Or if you do get it, it's years later.
When they're fucked up and old.
Yeah, but of course you do remember the Eric Morales versus Marco Antonio Barreras fight. Mm-hmm. Those guys, when you were watching the fight, you knew by watching them, they were fighting like they have something to prove in the ring. They're not just fighting to win. They were trying to prove who was the baddest motherfucker out there. Now I don't see that anymore, especially in the America. No, I don't see that. They're fighting to win, like proper boxers, but they're not fighting like they. I need to prove that I'm, but the baddest. I'm not. I need to prove that these motherfuckers ain't shit compared to me. That's not the attitude.
And it's real, and that's among Americans. I can't stress that enough because we're still getting those kinds of fights from other guys. You know, like the guy that Junto was fighting, for example. For as much as Junto was beating him like a fucking drum, he kept trying. He did keep trying. You know, and look at Fabio. Fabio is getting his ass kicked. I said it that day that like a lot of other fighters would have mentally checked out to where they don't even try for that punch. He didn't give up even though you're losing wide, your nose is busted, you are getting outclassed in your home turf. And he found it, you know? Whereas here, yeah, they're just trying to get the check, bro. Like I don't even think they're like, you're not fighting, you're just trying to get paid. You're not fighting. And you keep thinking that because your job is hard that we're supposed to feel sorry for you. No, you're not a municipal servant. You're not a soldier. You're not a veteran. You are a boxer. You're here to entertain. That's all you're here for. And you don't fight for us. You don't fight for Ignacio. You fight for your bank account. So stop with the guilt trip and we gotta feel. No, I don't feel bad. You chose to do that. If you didn't do it, I'll watch somebody else.
You are an independent contractor, so nobody is forcing you to do shit.
My job is dangerous. So is construction. Like, fuck off.
Yeah, I mean,
exactly.
And the other thing is, if you're boxing and you are a professional boxer, I have to operate on the assumption that you like boxing. I have to. Why would you be doing that? Something? Why would you be training your fucking body to have that if you didn't like it? But then, after a couple of years, you're telling, no, I want to do something. Okay, go do something else. You don't need to.
Yeah, that's the thing, Leo. They don't have the mental fortitude to have a sustainable boxing career. So they kind of look at it as, okay, I'm going to try to make it here as much money as possible. So I'm basically, I'm basically going to do short-term gains and shit like that, but not really entertain the fans and not really be remembered. I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
I mean, Mikey Garcia didn't like boxing, so I'm not sure of that example about that. But
no, but I mean that is the attitude.
But he's the exception to the rule, Jason.
Yeah, but that is the attitude among American boxers, though, isn't it? You just get the sense that these guys don't even want to do this fucking job. Whereas you look at a Brit and you look at a Mexican or you look at a Japanese fighter, and they're still fighting like they want to fight. The only guys you see come into the job and trying to half-ass it while they're there, it is the Americans, though.
As soon as they get a little bit of bread, bro, the whole attitude changes.
Yeah. In the case of Mikey Garcia, Mikey Garcia wanted the bag. So what did he do? He went 2 weight classes to fight a power puncher. So that's I don't
quote unquote power puncher, but I see what you're saying.
Well, that's the thing, Leo. That's the thing that you're right about, bro. Is like we're not saying every American fighter. We're saying the problem is today too many American fighters take that stance. Mikey's not one of them. He knew he had a talent. He said it wasn't in his heart, but he knew he was talented, so he did it as far as he could until he didn't feel it no more. That's different, bro. That's being open and honest and keeping it real. You know what I mean? Like, but what we're saying is there's too many American fighters that are just there for as soon as they get the bag that they're gone. You know what I mean?
What I'm trying to say is, Mikey wanted the bag, so he took a huge risk because that was a risk. Jumping 2 weight classes to fight a unified champion, that's a risk. So he wanted he wasn't going to get paid the way he got paid with Spence, either way. So he did that.
Well, Leo, I think we can kind of dismiss that because he got more money to fight Jesse Vargas than he did against Errol Spence.
Yeah, but that fight was only available because he went with Spence first. That's what I'm trying to say. That was his ratio. That's why the song was like, especially Eddie Hearn was, okay, I need Mikey now. Mikey's available. I'm gonna get him. So he made the path to get that paydays and retire. because we got paid.
People made more money with Jesse Vargas than fucking Errol Spence, and they tried to sell that motherfucker like he was big time. Holy shit.
That's the thing. Like, I remember when they announced that fight, it was like, yo, it was really like a spit in the boxing fans' face. Like, we was asking for Spence versus Crawford, and then this bigwig from Fox Sports saying that, well, the fans really want is, Spence versus McGregor. No, the fuck they don't. So the way I look at it is like, okay, maybe he was chasing the bag, yeah, maybe he was taking the risk, but everybody knew he was not going to win that fight. They thought that they actually thought that the Lomachenko fight, that he avoided, and the Crawford fight that I think he also avoided, were more realistic fights that he was capable of competing in. But since he wanted a bigger check from Top Rank that they wasn't going to willing to pay, then he dipped and stood out.
The only person I saw who thought Mikey Garcia could win that fight was George Foreman. Rest in peace, George. But you were on one.
I think you can call that a sophisticated dog, but at the end of the day, Mike Garcia was making a financial decision.
He made a financial decision. Taking on Jesse Vargas. After the zone was looking for people. At the time, and he basically took that chance. Credit to him, but I just still felt like that. Like there was still something left to be desired. Like I felt like he could have continued, fighting at 140. But if the money division is calling you, I go take it. But I don't think you're gonna win that one.
Honestly, he should have stayed at 35, bro. Where he fucked up was not taking the Loma fight, and then eventually ducking Jorge Linares as well.
Bro, he was his mandatory, and it's like, nah, I'm gonna go up. Like,
yeah, and that's the part that I think pissed a lot of people off, especially a lot of the Mexican fan base, because he had a lot of support going into him when he was at 135. And then once he started hearing the stories about how he didn't want the Loma fight, and then he went out of his way not to take the Linares fight, then it was like, okay, bro, like get the fuck out of here.
Funny, bro, because like, when you're getting paid, bro, it start influencing your decision making as far as like, okay, how do I stay healthy for the next fight and still get paid a lot of money? Oh, I know. I avoid this fighter who's a motherfucker, low risk. Low reward, high risk. So that's how it goes. That's the dark truth about boxing.
But honestly, bro, like I get not fighting Loma. I think he knew that in his heart of hearts. I think he knew he couldn't beat him. That's why he never wanted that fight. But the Linares fight, honestly, that was a winnable fucking fight. I mean, as good as Linares was, his fatal flaw was he could not take a shot. And that's why I never understood why Mikey didn't say, yeah, I'll take that fight. Because if you take that fight against Linares and beat him, then you become like the man at 35, and then he really would have been, a star.
Champ.
Yeah. And that's where he fucked up. And like you said, it was all financially based ducking. So, his career, like you said, left a lot to be desired. He could have been a lot better, but he still had a pretty solid career.
But y'all missing it. Oh, go ahead, Jules.
I think Mikey, for what it's worth, and I know it doesn't get said, but he's already more accomplished than a lot of fighters. By my count, Mikey across 4 weight classes beat about 5 world champions. The problem with Mikey is they weren't the world champions that people wanted him to fight, but still, 4 weight classes, 5 world champions, and this guy don't even like boxing.
Exactly. That's what Jules, that's what I was gonna get at. I'm like, y'all are missing the biggest thing about the whole shit. Mikey said it himself. I know I have the talent and I'm good at it. It's just not in my heart. He said that shit live in an interview. Like, I don't care for it. Like, what the fuck? Like,
I'm not overly critical. I'm not overly critical of Mikey. The one criticism that you can levy is the fights that he didn't have, because I believe they wanted him to fight a prime Gamboa, which is why he sat out at Top Rank. That was a part of it, because I read it, that they wanted him to fight either a prime Gamboa or Crawford when he was at 135. He didn't want to do it. And yeah, you could get mad at him for not having those fights. You could get mad at him for not having the Lomachenko fight, but he still had a pretty goddamn good career. pretty goddamn like
a lot more accomplished than Tank.
Yep.
So I'm like, he unified. He beat guys like, he knocked out Slatijanine. He knocked him the fuck out, right?
Oh
He
yeah.
embarrassed the prime Broner. He embarrassed the prime Broner.
Well, Broner wasn't in his prime when they fought.
Nah.
He did embarrass him.
You're right.
But you know who?
After,
he did dominate Robert Easter, then unbeaten, tall guy, long guy. Embarrassed him. He did embarrass him. That I don't have a lot of hang-ups about Mikey's career. Of course, it could have been better, but the guy didn't really like boxing. I just think, damn, dog, for a guy who really didn't like boxing, imagine if he did. Imagine if he did.
I think he just felt compelled to follow in the family footsteps, and he had the talent. So he did until his heart wasn't in no more. And he's like, you know what? I'm my own man. I ain't got to do this shit no more. I don't want to do this. I mean, I get it, man. I had a homie like that when I was growing up wrestling. I don't know if any of y'all know about wrestling, but in the state of Ohio in high school, shit is competitive, bro. My boy Herman Smith, this dude, bro, he just fucking had it. He started wrestling at 5 years old. He made it to like junior year and just stopped wrestling. We had a conversation. He said his heart wasn't in it no more. We sat there and watched. Years later, dudes that he mopped up in high school go on to be Olympians, bro. Like, but he just didn't care for it. You know what I mean?
Wait.
I get it.
Go ahead, Leo.
Alex, wait, hold on, Joe. Let me.
Wait. Go ahead, Leo.
Also, from a promotional standpoint, I think this must be very difficult to deal with talent. Like a guy like Mikey Garcia, I understand why you had those problems with Top Rank because you wanted more money. You were I think you knew you were better than all these other motherfuckers, but you didn't win. You were making the money that you think you deserve. Not for Gamboa, for all these other fights. Probably Top Rank was paying you something, but you wanted more. But look at a guy like Crawford. Crawford was getting crazy money, guaranteed, at Top Rank. And that didn't satisfy Crawford neither. So yeah, it's difficult to manage that shit as a promoter because you cannot deal with those kind of fights that they are complicated also.
I would say this, that the difference between Crawford and Mikey was the power of belief. Crawford wasn't always making big money. You understand? He wasn't always making big money. But he held up his end of the bargain to where he started making big money. Whereas with Mikey, let's be honest, you didn't want those fights because you weren't sure if you could win. You didn't. You didn't. The fight with Gamboa, come on, dog. You remember, it's Gamboa in his prime. You know, he had just got, I think he's at 130. He just got to 135. What's the guy he fought? Darlis Perez, I think it was. Top Rank wanted Mikey to fight him. Mikey didn't want to do it. You're not sure if you could win. And if you kind of think about it, remember how Gamboa used to look, though? Like Gamboa.
Yeah, Gamboa was nice.
He was nice.
Gamboa was a motherfucker for a little while. Like, he's a motherfucker. You see what I mean? So really what it is I think it's just today's fighter. Mikey still fits into that equation. They got a defeatist mentality. You lose before the bell even ring. You lose. Whereas yesterday you had guys that, look, I might win, I might lose, but I fight. I'm a fighter. I got to fight, period. This is what I do. These guys have grown too comfortable. I don't feel like I don't really want, but they have grown comfortable on some like coward type shit. Like, yeah, for real though. Like, cause you saying I'd rather not fight for 2-3 years than fight them. I'd rather not fight.
The psychology is a motherfucker, man.
Well, Jules, the thing is, being undefeated is celebrated. Having losses on your record is not. And that's what a lot of these motherfuckers respond to, is how people don't give people credit when they have losses on their record. And I think that's why a lot of them do what they do, because they see how the fans and how the media will go out of their way to treat guys who have losses on their record. Like, the only time guys have losses on the record are celebrated is when they start winning again. Like, for example, Joseph Parker.
No, it depends on who your idols are, though. Like, you know why I don't agree with that? Alongside the Mayweather era, one of the more successful careers for a Puerto Rican boxer was Cotto. We all know Cotto got his motherfucking ass kicked by Margarito, but he kept fighting after that. He kept winning after that. 900,000 pay-per-views with Canelo Alvarez. You see what I mean? And the Margarito rematch sold well too, but in other words, Cotto was not an unbeaten fighter, but was he still successful within the Mayweather era? Yeah, he was a ticket seller.
Jules,
and he sold pay-per-views.
Jules, he got beat by Saddam Ali, came back with Roach, and looked just like his old self. Like,
bro, you
know what I
drunk
mean?
because that Saddam Ali was his last fight, so you've been drinking.
Nah, the Saddam Ali, that was his last fight.
Yeah, it was.
He retired off that.
Yeah, he retired off that fight.
Bro.
Yo, I'm tripping, bro.
Sadly.
Yeah, you
But the point I'm making is that mentality only affected the dick riding, dick eating weirdos that wanted to be like Floyd. That's where I gotta be unbeaten, because before that dog, that wasn't really a thing, dog. Like, we didn't sit around talking about that shit, dog. Like, really though. Look, Lennox got beat early in his career, shit like that. This is what I mean. I remember when I'm watching boxing from the late 80s to the 90s to the early 2000s, before the Mayweather era, we didn't sit around talking about unbeaten records. We didn't.
Jules, can you fucking imagine Jake LaMotta trying to come up and do the Sugar Ray Robinson series? Like, Jesus Christ. Like, we celebrate him for, like, you never knocked me down, Ray. You never knocked me down. Today, be like, oh, that bum, that loser. Why is he in the ring with him?
The whole phenomena behind the unbeaten record and the culture around that is a fairly recent development, and it only really affected fighters who wanted to be like Floyd, because there are a good number of fighters out there right now in this postmodern era that are not undefeated but are still top billing and making top dollar. The most obvious example is Derek Chisora. This guy has 12 or 13 losses, but he gets paid more than your average boxer. He gets paid more than most boxers. Another is Anthony Joshua, who came in second behind Canelo Alvarez for the top earning boxers in the sport. He's got 3 losses, right? If you think about the kids that are in Saudi, some of them that have losses, like Joseph Parker fought in a couple of those fights, but he's making more than the average boxer. That culture, regular boxing culture, understanding that, yo, dog, you're gonna lose at some point. I feel like a lot of boxers do understand that, or are coming to understand that better now that we're moving away from this Mayweather era. They're like, dog, you're probably gonna lose, but it's okay. It's fine. You lose.
Like, I think we covered this over a year ago. If you're constantly fighting the best fighters, you're gonna take some L's, bro. There's nothing wrong with that.
So when I think about Mikey and the real reason that, because the top rank thing, that's what it's all centered around, dog. That you didn't want to fight Gamboa and you didn't want to fight Crawford. That's what that's all centered around. Well, that's just because you didn't think you were going to win. That's what that is.
Yeah, but he used the excuse of lowballed money wise to justify his bullshit.
The other thing about lowballs is, dog, if you were good for the money, you could generate the money. It's always the same. It's always fighters that don't sell shit that talk about lowball. Like, dog, there's no lowball if you generate the money. There's no lowball.
Troy Norman.
You don't, right?
There we go.
But is that not the truth? That you got guys that can't sell like, bro, you don't sell out no 5,000, 10, like, you don't sell like that. Oh, that's a low. No, it's not a low ball. You just don't generate that fucking money, but you want somebody to give it to you anyway because you don't think you can win. At its heart of hearts, if you offered Brian the same money, right, that they offered him for Boots, for fucking Jin Sasaki, you don't think he takes it? Yeah, he fucking takes it. The same money. So the issue is not the money. The issue is you don't think you could win.
Jules, even if they overpaid him, I still don't think he would have taken that fight.
Probably not, bro.
I still don't think he would have taken that fight.
That's how bad it's gotten. But at its heart, it's not a money problem. It's that you don't think you could win. That's what it really. You don't think you could win. That's all it is.
Yeah, man.
Whereas whereas the guys who are not concerned with winning or losing, they're not really concerned. They're going to fight. That is I think that the Mauricio Laras of the world, these kinds of fighters, right? I think they have a very different understanding of their job than an American. An American is full of dreams and all this bullshit and all this just added bullshit. Whereas to a Mauricio Lara, this kind of fighter, he views no, I got to fight. That is my job. My job is to fight. When the bell rings, I'm going to get at him. Of course, I'm trying to win, but I'm fighting. It's an action. It's a verb. I'm a fighter. I fight. Americans are different. No, I have to win. Not I fight. No, I have to win. And that's why as soon as they lose, you can't recover. You're never the same.
And just so we're clear, this is a new trend in American boxing, and it hasn't always been this way, man. It's fucking sad right now.
It's a fairly new thing that they view boxing through a filter to where if I'm not unbeaten and I'm not this, no, you're a fighter, dog. Your function is to fight, and you can still sell tickets after you lose. There are many examples, but Americans are in their heads so much, and they've attached so much bullshit to the profession. They never recover after they lose. They're never the same. Whereas other fighters from other countries, they can lose and they're right back at it like nothing fucking happened. You know, Hrgovic fucking lost to Daniel Dubois. He comes back, he beats Joyce. He comes back, he beats Adelia. He's back on the saddle. He's doing his thing again. Everybody else seems to be able to understand this, save the Americans.
Yeah, I think what boxers, let's say, for the sake of the argument, boxers in America, I think what those guys don't want to end up is like Tim Tszyu. That you can tell that guy got definitely that you got played by the industry, by the other guys. You got something good going on, but you got outsmarted by other more cunning guys.
Yo,
That's
Jules,
the truth.
I'm sorry, but can you highlight Mr. G4L's last comment?
Berlanga, show you can lose.
There you go.
This is a fucking success story, bro.
Yeah,
that guy gets knocked the fuck out. He throws himself a parade. He throws the fucking confetti, bro.
Oh, speaking of getting knocked the fuck out, did you see that the IBF ordered Josh Kelly to fight Murtazaliev?
He is not gonna fight that fucking guy.
No, not happening, bro. He's done.
He's not gonna fight that fucking guy.
He's gonna
He ain't
talk
fighting
about
anybody.
the offer being too minuscule and.
I think Josh Kelly's. Hold on. I think Josh Kelly's best bet is a boxer, and I think he knows this too. I don't think he's a guy who's out to fight for a world title. I think he's a guy who's out to make money domestically. I think they understand the landscape well enough that a domestic level UK boxer can still make a living, a good living, a domestic level UK, that you don't even have to be world level anymore. That's the way that it was, that to get to the bag, you used to have to be world level. Conor Benn and Chris Eubank, God bless them both, they're an example that no, you don't actually have to be world level to make a fuck ton of money. Because we don't know that Conor Benn is ever going to be world level, but we know with absolute certainty that Chris isn't. Chris was never a world level fighter, ever.
Yeah, but
Jules, they had the advantage of having famous fathers who were world champion Hall of Famers.
Of course. But when you look at the Anthony Fowlers, the Ted Cheesemans, these guys who they were not world level fighters, but they made a decent living with the fights that they had. I see that for Josh Kelly. They're like, this dude knows you don't beat nobody with a belt at 154 or 160, but you're still fighting, right? You're still fighting. Why? Because you can still make a good living doing this. You just got to stay at a certain level.
Yeah, but I think to do that, he has to challenge someone, but for the title, because I think he has to. Even if he cannot win, he has to prove his worth to his public about at least he's willing to fight.
I'll say this, Leo. He could probably make the same fucking money fighting Harlem fucking Eubank. I'm lying? Oh, because you get a lot of money fucking around with Bakram. Yeah, man.
Bro, why does Harlem look like he's 40 years old, bro?
And he's younger.
Bro, you seen an interview with him, fam?
Why did hold on.
40 years old.
Why did Harlem Hewitt got the same coke face as fucking Nisei Starlin?
Yo, for real, be like that. He could be his son.
Yo. What the fuck?
Honestly, he could be his son. Like, yo, you got the same coke gank face that he got, bro.
Fucking hilarious, bro. That's hilarious for real, though.
But if you're Josh Kelly, especially the way that boxing, the Brits know it now. The industry came up under their nose that basically They got it right now. The money in boxing, if you're not talking about a ridiculous person, Saudi, right? The money in boxing is in the UK, bro. Easily. You don't have to fight for a world title anymore to get a 7-figure payday. You don't. That dude, he could fight Conor Benn. He was asking for Conor Benn like 2-3 months ago or whatever it was, right? And he knows, bro, I get more money fighting Conor than I would get fucking fighting Fundara, fucking Bakram. These champions at 154 don't pay no money. He know that. He's not fighting that greasy Russian, bro. Hell no. That motherfucker not stupid.
He can stay domestic and make fucking 4 and/or 6 figures a fight once a year, easy, bro. That's how hard the fans are there. It's too easy.
Yeah, they good over there now. He's not gonna fight that dude. Bottom line, he's not gonna fight that dude.
If he fights that dude, it ain't gonna be a ring announcer. It's gonna be a deacon or a fucking referee.
He's not fucking stupid. You don't get fucking starched by fucking David Avanesian to then turn around and fight Bakr. Yeah, all right, homie. Fuck out of here. Gonna die. On that note, gentlemen, I'm gonna wrap this one up. Next episode of the Relay is already done for your viewing pleasure. I will see y'all on the next one. I will see y'all tomorrow, actually, because I'm gonna go live again tomorrow, and we'll see what the fuck happens.
Appreciate you, fam.
Virtual Keys is still